All right.
We lost the viewer already.
Oh.
On a roof.
It was still reserved.
You're like, oh, this garbage beer motherfucker.
Giant cream.
All right. Who wants to sum up what happened last month or whatever? Hey, Brandon, would you pour me a glass of wine, brother?
I'll take a stab at it.
wine?
Wine, please.
We were in town. Luskin? Maybe? No, that's not right.
Handlestone.
Hundlestone. Okay, I'm at that page. So we were in Hundlestone, and we decided that we were going to take some time going down to Fire Shear, which is named such because some meteor sheared out a mountain, and there were super cool stones, and there were spires and whatnot. And as we traveled down south, thanks guys. When we got there, it turned out the whole place was on fire, and there was another one of those cloud castles floating in the sky, and it wasn't the guy we knew. It wasn't the cool wizard that we once knew that gave us stones.
Everyone's got a cloud castle with us.
It's true, we need one of those things. We really do, so we can keep up with everyone else. Whose name I have, but hold on a second.
His name was Zephyros.
Zephyros, and his cool ass
that
tower.
guy?
But this isn't that guy. This was some other giants, and they hired a bunch of mercenaries. And we went to the side of town and tried to find Shara, who was Ironbottom's daughter, who knew some griffins. So we're bringing Gabby there in general. But to make sure she was okay and let Ironbottom know she was okay, and while we were there, we decided to defeat some fuckers, some of the mercenaries running up on the stable and the area. And then we tried to make our way towards the mine of the scientist in town, whose name I also have here.
Science guy.
Somewhere, science guy.
Professor Greel.
Yeah, there we go, Professor Greel's workshops. Yeah, I got it right there. And he had some cool magic shit on his door, but it turned out it's not the magic. And then we walked inside and we found this shit, and that was the end of the day.
Yep. Okay.
I don't say I warrants advantage, but there's the story, y'all.
Now we're gonna die.
There you go. You get the inspiration.
Yeah, turtle of the inspiration.
Okay, as you guys stand in this 20-foot deep by 40-foot wide room, you see the walls on either side are perfectly smooth stone that looks to be sort of a silver color with a ladder pattern of black running through it. In front of you, the wall has two doors, and the ground for about 10 feet in front of each seems to be abnormally sandy, almost like a sand volleyball court. And there are two benches, each immediately to the side of the sandy area. Hashtag not pictured. Gabrielle takes up a defensive position just outside the door to watch for anyone who might follow
Yo,
you.
who wants to do Top Gun Battleship Cruiser Volleyball right now?
Okay.
Yep.
We're in.
I'll take off my shirt for that.
Low Elf and Radiant Dust both have shirts
There.
off, ready to play volleyball.
Yeah. There is, in common, an inscription on either side of the doors that says, I should have this ready.
And then I'll hope you.
Yeah. Arbeit macht frei.
Oh shit.
We've already played that one. That's
Hey guys, I have been to this place before.
This is not good.
It is the humble beggar that can go where he wishes, comma, unseen. Gentlemen, what would you like to do? Deshara kind of leans back against the wall and begins tinkering with this auto glove on her left hand.
This riddle is not loot. I don't know why I'm running it here.
Ball, what would you like to do?
I will.
The door's heavy, bronze, has just like a regular turn handle on it. Doesn't seem to have any lock mechanism.
I kneel before the door, place my hands together, and I say, "Please, sweet door, I am but a humble wizard. Will you please open?"
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Let's see. That gets added
Which door are you going to, by the way?
The one on the left.
The one on the left?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and put your piece over there. And you're up in front of the door in the sand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That is 15.
15. Okay, you take 4 points of lightning damage
Oh.
as all of a sudden your body seizes with an electrical shock, and make a perception check for me.
Oh, it's a huge door.
21.
21. You feel like the electrical jolt came from something in your knapsack.
Knapsack.
Yeah,
Okay.
in your travel pack.
All right.
Yep.
In your mask
Cabbage.
bag. Yes.
While he's doing that, you see him all of a sudden begin convulsing, and he falls into the sand. What would you like to do? What are you doing?
I'm gonna try the other door.
Okay, you walk up to the other door. Walk up to it, big, heavy bronze door, and you're walking right up to it.
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk up to it, as soon as your feet hit the sand, you see it begin to shift and move. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw for me.
11.
11.
Yeah.
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as an enormous hand made out of bone comes up out of the sand pit and smacks you in the chest and pushes you back 5 feet
Awesome.
as soon as you walk on.
Is there an inscription in front of the door?
Yes, remember it says,
It
is
a
the humble beggar.
No,
that
no,
Lord
I've got that.
introduces.
I thought, so that's written like right here.
Yes.
Okay, it's not like one inscription per door. I thought humble beggar.
You actually see there's 2 copies of it. It's the same thing is written on either side of both doors. So, Krug,
Wait until it's your turn.
you see him get thumped in the chest and pushed back. You've seen Bobble is laying in the pit of sand, kind of still smoking a little bit and twitching. What would you like to do?
The jolt, did it come out of my bag of holding or?
No, your regular knapsack,
Okay.
not out of the bag of holding.
Your mask bag. Your satchel.
Okay.
What you got in there?
Sorts of stuff. It's probably my yams.
What are you doing, Mr. Krug?
Laughing at them.
Okay. Radiant.
I
See him pointing and laughing. Deshara leans back off the wall and she's looking a little worried.
take my tent out of my bag and ball it up. Nice. And take some steps into the sand. I go, alright, serving, 0-0.
Okay, on which one?
Right across. I'm on this one.
On that one over there?
Yep, and I'm hitting to him over there.
Okay. Make a dexterity check for me.
15.
15, you successfully ball up the tent and you hit the canvas over. Cabbage, go ahead and make a dexterity check. Are you trying to return his volley?
Yes.
Okay.
20.
20.
Dirty.
Oh yeah. Where do you want it? Where do you want to launch it to?
At his face.
At his face?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to try to react with the spike, yeah.
You want to try to
No,
react
he
to the
spiked
spike?
it into your face.
Okay. Make a dexterity check. Be to 20.
Yeah, that's 22.
22. Okay, you're able to spike it. Where are you go? Where are you going with the spike?
Towards his knees, basically.
Back towards his knees?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity check. Be a 22.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. All of a sudden, bam! He spikes it into your knee. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Totally do the Iceman.
Yeah.
Rude.
As you guys reenact Top Gun in the dungeon.
I'll walk up to the actual writing in the middle.
It seems to just be a copper plate fastened onto a stone that's set into the wall.
Is there anything funny about it?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
14.
14. It appears to be a completely mundane plate, plaque of some sort.
Okay.
Set in those.
I'll lean in and whisper. Please. Here you can see with many idiots. If you don't like me in the door, we just remain idiot. Here in front, well, maybe it's a good show for you. come in and do all the begging.
I want to come in and do all that.
Yeah.
Nothing seems to move.
I poke the plate. Hey, you listen.
It's a solid plate on the wall.
Okay.
Your fingers smudge kind of gently on the brass that it's engraved in, but other than that, nothing changes.
I pick my nose.
There's a booger streak down there.
I'm very sorry.
I'd like to go over and pick up my tent and put it back in my knapsack.
You do so. Okay, so the two of you are now standing on the right side of the room, just on the outside edge of this sand. Bobble, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna lay in the sand for a little bit, just cry. See if anything happens.
I'm gonna walk over to the one. Yes, the one where he was.
The one where Cabbage and Radiant
He
are?
was accosted.
Alright.
I am. What did you do to the door?
I just tried to push it open. Well, I didn't even get to the door.
Okay.
I got
I am approaching on guard, ready to I'm expecting the hand to come up. Whatever I'm gonna do is gonna provoke it, but I'm gonna try to be ready to grab that shit and snap it, break it, pull it out or something.
Okay, absolutely. Go ahead and as you walk up, as soon as your second foot gets onto the sand, you walk forward, you see the sand begins to move, and all of a sudden there's the disruption, and this appendage, this bony, heavy hand comes shooting up in order to grab you. Go ahead and make a strength check with advantage.
It was a saving throw for him. Is it a check or a saving throw?
Saving throw, sorry. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw with advantage.
21.
21. Okay, you grab it and go. You hold it in place and you push it, and you can see that there is this very weird sort of alien biology to it, almost like it's a combination of some sort of sea creature that's been broken down and re-riveted together.
Okay. I say to it, please, I have no money. Can you give me coppers?
Nothing seems to happen.
All right, I'm gonna try to break it off.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check.
16.
16. It well, quite go. You maintain your grip on it, but it's not breaking. Whatever it's made out of is too stout.
I'm gonna sidekick the door.
You're gonna sidekick the door? Okay. Go ahead and sidekick the door.
Unarmed strike is just my strength modifier?
Unless you're proficient with unarmed strikes.
Doubtful.
Okay, yeah.
15.
15? Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage.
D4?
Yep. Well, no, it's just your strength plus 1.
Oh, 5.
5? Yeah, you boom! You kick it and you, it's made out of bronze, so it's got a dent on the bottom of it, but otherwise it's still intact.
I'm going to slowly release the hand and step away.
Okay, as you release the hand, all of a sudden, right back under the sand, it shifts, and you step back off of the sand.
Okay.
Dusty, why don't you try stealthing past it?
I will attempt to pick the lock
On which door?
on the door that I am in front of. So this one.
Okay, the left one?
Mhm.
Okay. As you approach, you get onto the sand, and you lean down, and you realize there's no lock mechanism on it.
So I will use my mage hand to try to open it and sneak inside.
Okay. Mage hand goes, and as soon as it touches the door handle, in order to turn it, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
22.
22. You see in your travel sack that you carry on your side, all of a sudden you can feel almost like static energy building. As your fur raises up, you realize something's unusual. You grab the strap of your sack and you throw it away from you, and just about that time there's a burst of electrical discharge.
Okay. Baba, will you put my money in your bag for now? For
Mine.
now.
Okay.
For now, Baba.
You talking about my bag of holding?
Whatever bag you feel like. Just take my money for now
How
and
much?
give it back to me later.
How much?
34 gold.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll take it.
Thank you.
Is that all your money, or?
Yeah.
It's all your money?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not really concerned with money
Clearly.
overall. And I've tried to give it to you in the past to help you.
No, I have it. Thank you.
I'd like to go back up to the door.
Okay.
Please, will you let me pass so that I may find the secret and knowledge within? I will stick to the corners in the darkness. And I just say that to the door.
Door doesn't reply anything.
I'm gonna try the door again.
Okay, you reach down and you turn the handle, and you drop through the sand. And you find yourself on the other side of the door, in a hallway that is dimly lit by far distant torches. You can see, looking to your left, laying on the ground, the figure of some sort of humanoid, maybe half-elven, human, or halfling, in what appears to be like a white lab coat. It's laying on the ground, bleeding out. You can see that its head has been smashed against a wall fairly recently.
I'll try to stem the bleeding.
Okay, as you walk over, go ahead and make a medicine check. Go ahead and get on the other side of the door and advance about 10 feet.
Okay. Medicine's gonna be 19.
Him dead.
Dead. Okay. Hey,
But from
guys.
from your medicine check, you can tell he's only been dead 10 to 15 minutes.
Guys, can you hear me?
Nope.
Hey, guys.
Crotch has pulled off his pants.
Okay.
And
Crotch
he's
pulls off his pants.
completely undressing.
Completely undressing.
Guys. No. All right. I'll just wait, I guess.
It takes you a minute to get your armor off.
Just totally naked. Just
Uh-huh.
walking towards the door.
Okay. Which door are you walking toward?
The one with the lightning.
The one with the lightning?
Yeah.
So you walk to the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Okay. You walk up to it.
I'm going in.
Are you taking your weapon with you?
Nobody's gonna stop me. Yeah, just walking up naked to the door.
What's your arcane focus again?
My dick.
You're not a bard.
Is it really?
No. No, that's a sorcerer class. What are you taking with you? I really do need to know.
Let's
You're
just-
naked. Do you carry anything in your hand?
My dick. It's walking up.
Well, we need Gabby at the
No,
table.
I'll-
We'll send
I'll,
this shit.
Yeah, there's no way. I'll drop my bag.
You drop your bag.
Let's just rewind.
Okay.
I saw
Here's
that
loads of
his
bags.
bag lit up and his bag lit up. I'm gonna drop my bag and ask Gabby to watch it. I'm gonna walk up to the door.
You hand the bag to Gabby, she takes it, throws it over her little gnomish shoulder. You walk up to the door, step into the sand, nothing happens. You don't feel any strange discharge of energy.
I'm gonna lean up against the door. Hello, we saw your old friend Crot. I come in to see all your secrets.
Door doesn't seem to say anything back.
Let me in, baby. I'm so nice to you. I'll be very gentle.
Just a door.
Door.
I'm begging you. Let me inside. Humbly.
Just a door sitting there with its handle jiggling all free in the breeze.
I hand all my belongings. to
I'm
Gabby.
You hand all of your belongings to Gabby?
Yeah.
All of them?
Do you all want me to keep the bag of holding with
What
us?
about Mr. Quackers?
No, Mr. Quacker stays in my pocket. So okay.
Good.
So,
Keep your wand and your clothes and what?
let's see here.
Just tell me what you give to Gabby. How about that?
I'm gonna give her all of my money.
Okay.
I'll just do that. I'm gonna put my hand on the door, just like.
Excuse me, sir. There is a, what do you say, like a play before. and rub the little knob. And say, it's a knob or latch?
Please take me to.
It's like a turn handle.
He's trying to switch out.
Does it become more
It gets bigger.
rigid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bigger, more
I
rigid.
touch and
A little
then
bit veinier.
I push it down a little gentle.
He goes, ah! No.
A little like this. Does it do it?
Yeah, it turns freely.
Okay. Goes inside.
Yep. As you turn it and it hits the bottom, you both drop and you reappear on the other side. You can see about 10 feet in front of you. This area is dimly lit, made out of the
Came through my
same
door.
silver gray stone walls with sort of a black ladder pattern in them. And you can see radiant dust checking what appears to be the corpse of a lab worker.
In the middle of guys.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, shit. What about Cabbage?
Who is it?
I
I knock on my shield.
don't know what you call him, but where the fuck is Cabbage?
Casting light on my shield.
Okay. All of a sudden you can see as light begins to illuminate this area. You see ahead of you a 15-foot wall, 15-foot wide hallway leads along a second-story overlook of a magical laboratory. In the laboratory you can see a large symbol written over cracked and broken stones, and part of what appears to be a meteorite jutting up out of the floor, embedded into the top of which appears to be a statue of a bald-headed, black-skinned figure with a band of gold from the top of its head down to about the middle of its chest. It appears to be stretching out, reaching for a fractured or broken piece of dull black metal that's about 13 inches long.
Can I look?
So just imagine that there's a statue embedded in a meteorite and he's stretched out like this, and floating just above his hand is this 13-inch long piece of metal.
Can I see if there's still a door next to us?
Oh, you turn around and look behind you? Yeah, there's a door there.
I'm gonna attempt to open it.
You open it.
Hey, Cabbage!
Coming.
Get your ass in here.
Okay. You go to walk over there.
I'm gonna give Gabby my money first.
You give Gabby your money first, and you walk
And
across.
she
the-
makes off like a bandit. Fuck these idiots.
How many of you guys have seen Matchstick Men? Real quick.
Yes. Yes.
Just throwing that out there.
Oh, rude.
Great movie, by the way. Watch Matchstick Men if you have.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. You walk across the sand and through the doorway, unmolested.
Awesome.
You guys look behind you, and you can see that the hallway going back the other way is blocked by a constructed wall. You can see that there are these wrought iron windows. You know, basically like there's an arch in the stonework that allows you to look down into this central area where you can see this magical laboratory. It looks like this workshop was built around a meteor fragment, and until very recently, experiments have been conducted to ascertain the properties of this extraterrestrial stone.
You said there's a body?
Yeah, dead.
Yeah, there's a dead body. There's yeah, there's a dead body right there. We'll just go ahead and we'll mark them.
I'm gonna go through his pockets.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
With advantage, because he's dead and laying still. 16.
You see some basic trinkets. He does have an arcane focus on him. You can tell a small, it's not mundane, but like a beginner's wand. And as you look around this corner, you can see there's about 3 or 4 other bodies laid out.
I'd like to move ahead and look for traps.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'd like to see if I can shoot
The wand? What spell are you trying to cast?
wand.
Okay. As you point it at the wall and go, wand! Nothing happens.
Leviosa.
It's Leviosa.
Cabbage.
I know that's why it doesn't
What are
work.
you doing?
Gonna move ahead with.
We'll just say you guys can
Yes.
picture. There's about 3 other bodies down here. This one here looks like his head was smashed against the corner of this wall, and then he was thrown back.
I got a 19 looking for traps coming up this hallway towards that.
Okay, what you notice immediately is it does not appear that this hallway is trapped, but there are about 4 bays carved into that wall. and they have a piece of glass over them that has a large lock with an arcane sigil over it. And you can see that it's like a display case, but the objects behind it keep changing. So for about 30 seconds, you see a ring that has an inscription of what appears to be several sharks, and then it changes into what appears to be a cloak made out of some unknown alien skin, and then it changes again, and you can see 2 of these have already been broken into, and 2 of these bays remain intact.
Guys, there's a bunch of dead bodies here, and there's some displays. Some of them look like people already looted them. I guess we can check these bodies for that loot, but like the loot keeps changing. That's weird to me. And also, all these people are dead. All of them.
As soon as he starts walking away, I'm gonna use the wand. I'm just gonna say, "Petrificanos."
Petrified anus?
No, petrificanos.
You trying to get me
Nothing.
stoned?
Perfect anus?
Nothing. I keep. We're going to learn. You, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I keep the wand.
Yeah. So each of these is about 2 foot wide. They punctuate the wall probably about every 10, 12 feet or so.
I'd like to look at the body closest to the first one I see that's been broken into and try to see if he has anything on him that's new, or for that matter that seems expensive, since it took us giving away our gold to come in.
Sure, go ahead and make an investigation check.
I would like to watch one of
10.
the cyclic
Mhm.
things, and I'm just gonna watch it until it loops back around.
Okay, gotcha. I'll run you through that in a second. 10, he doesn't have anything on him money-wise, or other than the basic, what you would expect to see on like a neophyte magician. You, as someone who practices magic yourself, you see that there's a very primitive set of flashcards similar to the ones that Bobble made for you.
I'll take those.
Yeah, you take the additional set of flashcards. There's a few simple summoning components, and there's some of the notes that he's taken on cantrips that he's working on. But you also notice that he's bleeding out of his rib cage, and there are 3 small punctures on the right side of his body, just below the right lung. And based on kind of what you can see, you think this guy died in a very different manner than the fella back there.
It looks sort of like a trap would, right? Like if you set off a trap.
No,
No?
it looks like a hit.
Okay.
As someone, well, you're a rogue, you would know this. It looks like somebody did him in with an ice pick.
Okay.
This is very different. Whoever killed the last guy was a brute strength job. This was all finesse and technique.
Look, guys, I don't care what we do going forward. You all need to be careful. And I'm just at that point gonna start keeping my eyes open for anything. I'll try to stay in front of where everyone's at and keep my eyes open.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Set the DC on this. I love setting DCs. It also allows me to roll dice, which makes you guys uncomfortable.
15.
15. Okay. You notice some movement. You can remember I told you about those large wrought iron windows that look down. Moving through one of the ones on the other side of the building over here, you see a dark figure just kind of slowly pull itself back.
So I don't know what you guys are looking for, but we're definitely not alone. So get over with whatever you're trying to get done, and let's keep moving.
Okay. Let me get him and then you. You sit there and watch it rotate, and you see that it goes through what appears to be a small brown packet that's held together, and the front of the packet has been folded down, and you see a fine white powder inside of it. You see a cloak that appears to be made out of an alien material that you can't quite identify. You see that there is like this ostentatious set of goggles that appears, and there is also a ring that has sharks engraved on it, and that's just on the first one. And after about 4 items show, it resets and rotates.
How many rotating?
There's 2 more, yeah?
You see there's 2 more that are still functional. 2 have been broken into,
Yeah.
and there's 2 more that are still
We
functional.
didn't find. How many bodies are there? 3?
There's, from what you can see, there's at least 3.
And we've
You've
how many-
investigated the first two.
Okay. What? The ones that have been broken into or
Mhm.
have been opened or
Yes.
whatever. What? I'm sorry. The one that I'm looking at.
The one that
Is-
you're looking at right now that's rotating these objects behind.
What? How is it contained?
It's embedded into that furthest wall. It's in about a 2-foot
Here?
wide alcove. Yeah.
Oh,
In about
okay.
a 2-foot wide alcove by
Yeah.
about 4 foot high.
Okay.
And there's a sheet of glass over it that has a very noticeable lock on the right hand side with an arcane sigil laid in it.
Okay. Now the ones that have been gotten into,
Mhm.
does it look like glass was broken, or does it just look like an empty cove?
The front is completely missing. It's gone.
So it's like, I may deduce that somebody put in the arcane password and it opened up and they got whatever was inside. Can
Make
I
a general intelligence check for me? Straight up intelligence check.
10.
10?
That's what I thought.
It's difficult to tell. Somebody could either broken into these, or maybe they forced someone to tell
Try,
them
you
what the
wanna try to
password
pick
was, or
There's no-
maybe
but there's
they
no,
picked
like-
the lock.
But there's no like broken glass, right? Somebody didn't.
There's no
punch their
broken
way
glass
into
on the
it.
floor. That is correct.
But somebody
There's no
didn't
broken-
punch their way into it.
There's no broken glass on the floor.
This one has an arcane sigil.
Yes, it has both a lock mechanism and literally pressed over the lock you can see glowing arcane runes. Very, very finely etched ones.
Hey,
Boggled.
Magi.
I want to see if I can interpret or see if I recognize the arcane runes.
Make an arcana check.
24.
Okay.
Solid.
These are very distinctive. You place these as being somewhat related to the Everlundian school, and the way they do their script is very distinctive. You remember Professor Greel sometimes wrote in this script, and so it doesn't surprise you. These are level 8 symbol spells that have been laid over these lines. You could undo them, but it would take you probably about 10 minutes just to fuck them up enough where somebody could take a chance at picking the lock.
I'm going to do that.
Okay. You begin working on undoing it. Do you want to do it on the one
Next to Crot.
the one next to Crot? So the one Crot's in front of, or the other one?
No, the one that Crot's in front
The
of.
one that Crot's in front of. You begin the process.
Before you make, this one have a pouch powder, one a cloak. He has to cloak. You have the cloak maybe.
I have a cloak.
Also there is some goggles. I think maybe I can see in dark or something. And the ring with the shark. I think maybe swimming or something. We could look in others, because here is my thought. There's how many are still?
There's 2 that are still intact.
Oh, sorry,
2 of the alcoves,
2. And 2 are fucked up.
and 2 are fucked
and
up.
Okay.
Bobbles goggles? Okay.
You kind of see in the darkness.
We don't know that's what
This is what? Maybe we look other one. These people die. Some people come here to kill them. Maybe we don't have so much time. Come back maybe later. But if we get it, take 1 hour's familiar do thing. It's okay.
It's the first thing we've approached.
And maybe we look at the other one. See inside
Do you
something
want me to
more
try to
pretty.
pick the lock or not yet?
After I break down the arcane sigil, yes.
Cabbage, what are you doing? While he's working on unmaking the enchantment over the lock, what are you
You
doing?
said we could see down into
Mhm.
this area.
Sure.
Is there anything going on?
Make a perception check. Fantastic question.
Way to pay attention to the details.
16.
Okay, over kind of on this rear area here. No one has a laser pointer? I need the laser pointer.
I'm talking about right
Weird
here.
ass cat one. No, he's talking about over here.
Over there. Okay.
Shining in your eyes. It's kind of useless because it's moving around.
I had it where we.
Yeah, can you make it static?
I'm just so move.
No, the cats start going crazy.
Okay, right here, you see there's a red light glowing, almost it reminds you of a furnace. And then there's silence, and then you see like an explosion of violet colored light, and then it fades back down. Looking down over here, you can see that right here and right here, there's tunnels that go back into some sort of complex that's on a lower floor.
Okay.
But you can see there's some sort of weird red glowing light, and then there was an explosion of violet colored light here. You see no light emanating from this one right here.
Alright.
Alright. I need an Arcana check from Bobble. Because you're not using Dispel Magic.
11.
11? It's real hard to begin pulling on the threads. It's difficult. This guy knew what he was doing whenever he put protective spells in place. It's gonna take you a minute.
You want me to pick this yet?
You know what? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna try to pick the lock that he's working on.
You're gonna get
I'll be stepping back away from
What are you
Hey,
doing?
why are you doing that?
Huh?
Why are you stepping back?
Oh, because I think you're gonna get yourself hurt.
Well, then why are you telling me to pick it?
Because you might not get hurt.
Yeah, there's a chance that.
I'm sorry, they were 7th level spells.
Okay. You're gonna be fine, buddy. I just like to stand over here. That's all.
He wants to look at your ass.
Yeah, where are you all standing?
I'm still over here by the door we came in, looking
You
down.
cannot do it.
I guess I'm standing
No, not
right
yet.
next where he's at the.
Take me some more time.
So I shouldn't pick it yet.
Huh? If you don't want to wait for me here to see if I can bust
No,
this
I'll
open.
wait for you, man.
Okay.
I just need to know when you want me to pick the lock.
Okay. But yeah, give me another second.
Okay, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Just gonna keep
While he's
watching
working on
up
that,
way.
what are you doing, Krot?
I'll go watch the rotation on the other one.
Watch the rotation on the other one?
Yeah.
Okay. On the other one, you see it rotates through what appears to be a burlap sack. It's about that big, and it's been leaned over and posed, and you can see that there's maybe a half handful of beans out in front of it.
Okay.
You can see that there's what appears to be a very nice red elixir in a very pretty crystal decanter. You can see that there is what is almost like a monocle with 3 other monocles in front of it. And then there is a pair of 2 stones with runes in them.
Okay.
Almost like they're opposite halves of the same rock that's been cleaved and then inscribed with runes.
Okay.
How'd you do on your Arcana check?
22.
22. Okay. You begin to pull and weave at this, and you're having a hard time. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw
Am I still? I think I am.
Oh,
One
yeah.
second.
I think you are too. I mean, all these checks should have been like this.
Oh yeah, these are at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you're exhausted.
Let's do another Arcana and then see how this one goes. Well, not so well. That
Not
is
so
a
well.
13.
Okay. You reach a junction in the script. You can choose now to trigger it and take the consequences, or you can back off and reset. What would you like to do?
I'm exhausted. I'm gonna back off and reset.
Okay, you let go of it and you watch as the runes reform themselves around the lock. You, about this time, notice there's a pause in the glowing firelight down below in this tunnel, and there's a burst of indigo colored light.
Can I see a way to get down in there aside from just scaling?
You see, yeah, there's 1, 2, and 3 windows here, and then there's one window here, but it seems to cover over a wall. And then there's one window over here, and looking through that, you can see it seems to show through into some sort of study. So door, there's windows around, but they're made out of wrought iron. They seem very, very solidly constructed.
Like jail bars?
Yes, you know, it would be the equivalent of trying to break out of a dungeon or to get through one of these.
Okay.
Quick
So-
question. This right here, is that just because you didn't have a piece that looked like this?
No, it looks a little
It
bit
does
different
look
from all the
different?
others. Looks
Okay.
a little different from all the others.
Okay.
Secret wall, perhaps.
Okay.
I tried to undo the arcane that he was messing with.
Do you want to try to help him?
Yeah.
Or do you want to try to do it and have him help you?
Hey man, I keep flipping through these flashcards and I found some new ones and they're a little bit confusing, but do you think you could help me try to see if these work with the lock that you keep trying to undo? See if you can help me figure this out?
Sure, let's take a look at them.
Alright. What's the roll, Arcana? Ooh, I
Yes.
pushed a button.
Arcana check.
Good, it wasn't anything before.
Now I guess I'm helping him with the flashcards.
So he has advantage.
Clever.
Alright, 12.
You pull and you pull and you pull, and all of a sudden you feel a slap on the back of your head as you turn around. Bobble begins telling you you're doing it wrong.
If I'm doing it wrong, then you fucking take over, man.
I'm exhausted, man. Just listen.
Well, look, you
Do what I
can.
tell you.
You can see he's making fairly rudimentary mistakes. His nerves are getting ahead of him.
I'm gonna guide you with my mage.
Okay. While he's doing that, you're watching down in the common area. Crop, what are you doing?
I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna say, "Hey, guy, quit the fucking!" And I'm gonna push them both out of the way. I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on the lock.
Okay. You have to make because it's a 7th level spell.
Okay.
Okay. You have to roll, add your wisdom modifier, and beat a 17.
I don't want. No, he doesn't feel right.
That wasn't with the one. That's for sure.
Betray me, you piece of shit.
I told you.
Okay. Go ahead and mark that spell slot off.
Yep. It's a 3rd level spell slot, man. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
throw these away.
No, I'm missing some spells. Anybody want to climb in a tiny hut with me? For 8 hours or so?
Yeah.
What?
A tiny hut?
Tiny hut.
See what happens?
We'll try it.
Okay.
How long has it been since the last time we rested?
I don't.
Like
And isn't
days?
this kind of urgent?
I would
They only have so
assume
much time to get back to Hundles.
I'd still have disadvantage.
For
I'm
what?
at level 2 exhaustion.
To get back
For
to
a ride.
Millstone for a ride, but we also,
We're
this town
protecting
is
them.
on fire and there's mercenaries. Granted, they're afraid of us, but they're still mercenaries.
Didn't we technically do what we came to do here anyway? This is just kind of extra?
Deshara pipes up. Hey, just want to let you guys know, if you guys are going to take a break, I'm going to go back and check on my griffins.
Okay.
So,
Say hey to Gabby.
I mean, I'm going to leave her guarding the door,
Okay.
but if you guys are seriously going to take a break, I've got to go. I've got people I've got to watch over there. They're depending on me. So, don't. I mean, we
The
could
whisper.
maybe check that door at the end of the hallway.
Okay.
Just suggested for.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you guys are really torn up, then we could.
Hold on. I have a thing that comes from my mouth and my brain. And this stuff will be here if we go into the place. Also, there is a thing, he killed some people and maybe kill us. But even if we get to the thing, we have to sit and look long time. Cannot use him here. Maybe we can come
Look,
and get later.
I
The
respect
Charlotte
the
walks
Iron
up.
Bottoms.
To the glass by where you're at, and she puts her glove right up on it and says, okay, here's the deal. We can break this stuff. Deal with the consequences, or we can go. What do you want to do?
We walk down here and you break.
Look, I respect your father. If the idea is to check what's beyond the door, I'm willing to check what's beyond the door.
Okay.
I don't necessarily need what's in here. If you guys do,
Those guys.
we can
didn't
continue
have-
to mess with it.
Okay. Just noticing those guys didn't have that stuff. They're dead.
Was there?
She goes over to the
But they
third
got
body
two of the
and
things,
flips
and
it
they're still
over,
dead.
and you can see that the front of the third dead body is burned whole front portion of it is crispy, the skin burned away from the flesh. Can't even tell whether it's a man or a woman, and just tattered rags of its lab uniform remain.
That's exciting.
I don't know if mine was.
I just want to point out for a second that whatever did this and broke into those enchanted things could still be out there, and if we hide in your hut, it managed to break those enchantments. How do we know that it won't ambush us while we're in your
This is
hut?
what I say.
I'm in agreement with not doing that.
Let us kill this thing
Okay.
with hugs.
If we can.
Maybe he just does not have his father.
I'm saying we need to get the professor and get out of here.
Yes.
And with this cloak, and also 2 stones. It is your wrapper name.
If you feel strong about it, you're the one who has those fancy gauntlets. Go ahead and pull it off.
What,
Just-
break?
Yeah, just grab it and rip it off.
Okay.
She-
I am okay.
She backs up towards the door.
I say,
Do it.
hey, fuck you, Kalambor! And I punch it.
Okay. Who's that? Which one are you punching? Are you punching the one with the alien cloak and the
Wait,
goggles?
I'm gonna wait until the cloak comes up and I'm gonna punch it.
Okay. Where's everybody standing?
How?
I'm over here.
I'm very
behind
far
you.
away from
Where
this
look.
idiot. How
That's the
long? How long when the things switch? How long do they stay on that particular thing?
About 30 seconds.
36. Okay. When there's the cloak, do not resuscitate.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh my.
Unarmed.
What are you
add,
hitting it with?
Add strength. I'm just punching it with my gauntlets.
Yeah, just add your strength mod.
22.
It smashes as you hit the glass. As the glass falls clittering to the ground, the scene in front of you disappears, and all you see for a second in front of you is this swirling amethyst-colored mist as your arm is sucked into it. Roll a d4 for me.
I love rolling d4s. 3.
3. As your grasp into this
One more hand.
ethereal dimension space solidifies, you can see 3 objects, small, minute, shrunken down, enter the palm of your hand. Do you want to grab all of them?
Can I? If I can grab all of them.
You grab all 3 of them and you pull back. Go ahead and roll 3d100 for me.
$33.
33. You get. You see in your hand is what appears to be a stone that glows with an unusual light.
Okay.
It's abnormally smooth, almost like a large ball bearing.
Okay.
About the size of, a breaker marble.
Okay.
Okay? Go ahead and roll again.
44.
44. There is a bottle in your hand that seems to have a very large, disgusting toenail in it.
Oh yeah, I like those. Good wheel.
I know exactly what that shit is.
And make your last roll.
Oh, so close. I was thinking it was going to be 55 because I got 33, 44, but it's 53. That was real close to a 55.
And a spell scroll. Now, as you're reaching to pull this out, you see the symbol to the right activates. You can, here's the deal I'm going to give you. You can let go of the objects and get advantage on the saving throw. Or you can try to pull them out, and you'll have disadvantage on the saving throw.
I yank them all out.
Okay, go ahead and make a.
Krot is sick of his service to Kalimbor.
His pull-out game is strong.
Yeah, it is. Well,
Yeah.
we're about to find out whether or not it is.
I need Radiant Dust. Make a straight up Constitution saving throw. Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, and you two are.
20s.
Cabbage. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah,
10.
yeah,
10.
12.
Fail.
yeah. 12.
Fail.
Awesome.
You are all afflicted with discord. You bicker and argue with other creatures. During this time, you are incapable of meaningful communication, and you have disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks.
Thanks.
Do it again. What was the actual effects?
You have disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay. So just disadvantage on fucking everything.
Attack rolls and ability
Not
checks.
saves.
Not saves.
Okay.
Okay. As you feel this overwhelming hostility to the people around you, other than Bubble. Bubble, you are unaffected.
Fuck were you doing that for, man?
Yeah.
Come on, we could have just broken the lock the right way. Why the fuck did you do that shit?
Yeah, where are we
Because
on that
you
one,
two-
dipshit?
Hey, fuck off! You don't have to do it.
I told you I was ready to go on.
These two idiots don't make anything. This lady said to me, just break, so I'm gonna break. I walk over to the other one, and I wait for the stones to come up, and I smash that shit.
Okay, hang on.
God fucking damn it. I'm gonna run down the hall. Get
This is
away from this
this
fucking
is a
bar.
mini. Show me where you're at. You've got to go down to just the other side right here. This is the second one, but it's not.
God dang it.
Okay.
No, that's where I'm at. I'm at that door, just like wrenching on the handle at this
As
point.
he goes down there, Cabbage, Bobble, and the three of you who are not Crot, go ahead and make perception checks.
With disadvantage, yeah?
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the skill check.
Except
yeah.
for him.
Other than.
And me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. Everybody at disadvantage perception.
Awesome.
11.
11. Okay.
It's a
Nine.
good sign. It's a good sign.
I didn't do that.
It's a good sign.
17.
17.
You said three of you who are not crop.
Yeah. Is it, that was 11, 9, and 17? Okay. You, all of a sudden behind you, you see this, and there's a flicker of green flame at the end of the hallway back where Bobble and Cabbage were. You just kind of see it over your shoulder and then go back to working.
Okay, guys,
You
I'm trying to
see-
get the fuck out, guys. Duck. Duck, whatever you can fucking do, duck.
I think you hold it. Oh, it worked. Oh, it worked. It was down because it's got a mirror that shoots. I just ordered some regular laser pointers. It's climbing all over the wall.
Okay. Right there, you now see the normal flame subsides, and there's an explosion of blue flame behind it.
I'm just wrenching on the door handle on this door.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
Before I do that, can I?
I gotta resolve all these before I have you start more chaos. So just give me a second.
4.
4.
Oh, you
Uh,
told me
you're-
to make an attack.
Cranking on it, and it is not opening. Anybody
I
else?
also rolled a 20 there, guys. I'm nasty.
Before we smash the next window pane?
I'm gonna grab Cabbage and just pull him further down this hall, just up against this wall.
Okay. You do so. You hear this cackling laugh as your back presses against the wall. This.
Literally, I'm watching that wall intently now.
Make an attack roll against the glass.
Do I feel like I've been cursed?
It is definitely a debilitating effect. Yeah.
Is it a curse?
Hang on. That's actually really relevant. That's a good.
I am
good
very
point.
familiar with putting curses on people and removing them.
Really scared right now.
No.
Also
No?
pissed off.
Okay.
I guess keeps smashing things.
Natty 1.
Natty 1. You smack weakly against the glass.
Okay.
Yeah. You give it an old San Francisco slap and nothing happens.
Hurts the handle a little bit.
Punch it again.
Before he does that, I'd like to attempt to pick the lock on the door I'm at.
Okay. Go ahead and make a lockpick check. That's Dex plus proficiency plus your roll.
Thing. 11.
11? No, your lockpick bends and you pull it out. Go ahead and make another attack roll, Croc.
Attack 17.
Deshara, by the way, let's use this to represent Deshara. She has pushed herself back and has placed herself in front of Cabbage.
Alright.
17.
And she's like got you kind of like pinned up in the corner, and she's got her hand down over Bobble, and she's like, "Shh, babe, it's okay."
Is that
Oh,
the tiefling?
Huh?
She a tiefling?
No, she's human. She's actually half gnome. She's about 5'2", red-headed,
I remember she likes
short-haired.
I know.
He's an exceptionally tall gnome, so.
Yeah, I am. She's still about 14 inches taller than you.
We can work it out.
Yeah.
He can go up on her.
Oh!
17.
17. You smash into the glass. Your hand reaches forward into the ethereal plane. Roll a d4.
Damn.
You only manage to grasp one object and retrieve it. Go ahead and roll d1.
19. Fuck.
It's a spell scroll of some type. Do you want to? Well, you don't really have a choice. You got disadvantage on the. Well, no, you don't, because you don't have disadvantage on saving throw. Do you want to take disadvantage on the saving throw as you retract your hand, or do you want to let it go and get advantage on the saving throw?
It's 19, man. It's 19.
It's all 19.
Everything's going 19.
Cut that.
Take it. Take the scroll.
Do you want the scroll and take disadvantage on the roll, or you want to let it go and get advantage to get away?
I do this for Bobble.
Yes.
I will take it.
All right.
Disadvantage?
Yep.
Saving throw? What's the. It's a wisdom.
And radiant dust also.
What is the save?
The save is a 19.
Alright.
Save DC is 19. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Constitution.
I get to re-roll. Okay. 11.
DC 19 Constitution.
Feel strangely inspired by this whole thing.
Okay.
18.
18. Okay.
No, it's more than enough.
No.
He wasn't turtly enough.
You gotta turtle up.
I'm still rolling.
You both take 42 points of necrotic damage
I'm down.
as the death glyph goes off.
That's not good. It's Toadish.
What happened to the cat?
I'm down.
The cat is a. Cat's gone, dude. The cat just got vaporized.
He's got 8 more.
I'm gonna. I have.
As this wave of sickly necrotic energy pulls the moisture out of everything, you look down at Radiant Dust, his fur begins falling out, his skin shrivels up and tightens, it splits like jerky and blood oozes out. Croc, are you still up?
Yes.
You guys don't even know I'm down. You're around the
I
corner.
heard your catly screeches.
You heard the spell go off. There was a whoosh and then a sucking sound. Yeah. Kind of like when I used to tell jokes at a sorority party.
Okay, so I retrieved the spell scroll.
Yeah, you got the spell scroll.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna say, "Hey man, I tell you, quit fucking around," and I'm gonna put my hand on him and just and fall over straight up out, and you're going to get back 64 points of health.
Okay.
You get 64 points of health.
I can't max out, or I have to max out, right?
It's an overheal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me some.
I can't overheal, right?
Yeah. Can't overheal.
Alright.
And you're unconscious?
For real.
For real.
For real.
As you come to Radiant Dust, you turn around and you see shaking in an epileptic fit on the ground is Kronk the cleric.
Hey guys, guys, get your asses over here. I don't have any healing, but this motherfucker just risked himself for me, and I'll
Okay.
do a medicine check. But
As you two and Ashara run down the hallway, you see exploding behind Radiant Dust at the other end of the hallway. There's a faint green flame, and you hear that same laughing.
I want to attempt to keep him from dying.
Make a medicine check. As you two guys are running down the hallway, I would like both of you to roll initiative, please.
Alright.
So, time to tingle.
I got a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Nope. He is still unconscious.
Wait, if I died and came back, am I still at disadvantage on everything?
You are not. That has been broken.
Okay, let me roll again. Just for everything. Oh, still a 9. Hey, there you go.
Alright.
I don't think you do. Man. Just, I have 9 lives, but not everyone does. You should watch yourself.
So selfish.
You know what? I'm going to have you go ahead and roll initiative, and you're just surprised.
Okay. That sucks. Normally, I'm not.
Meta question.
Yes.
Is these explosions of flames in different colors, is some kind of weird countdown? Because it's going backwards from the rainbow.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's very
I thought they were
informative.
both green.
that worries me.
Yeah. Violet, indigo, blue.
Green.
You would anticipate green, and then yellow, and then orange, and red.
And then red. Red is dead.
That's a good question. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
18.
18. You think someone is in the process of dispelling a very complicated spell that requires multiple parts, and every time they're getting through one portion of this dispel process, a different colored light is being expended.
Okay.
So it is a timer of sorts, but not for you.
Okay. One less thing to worry about.
Yeah, it's more complicated for me, but
It's gonna be a problem for you.
Kronk, go ahead and roll initiative. We got 25 to 20.
23.
23. You are surprised for the first round.
15.
20 to 15.
15.
15. Okay.
18.
Okay. Ten to 5.
14.
14. All right.
You get disadvantage on attacks. This is a new
Everything.
thing.
Except for saving throws. Everything.
Everything.
And huge.
Bobby.
Bobble.
Bobby.
Damn it, Molly.
Okay. Streaking out of these small holes at at either end of the hallway. Dusty, you're in the process of checking out Crotch, so you don't notice it. But Cabbage, you see coming both one from behind you and one from the other end, these flaming skulls that look like this
Oh, excellent.
emerge into the hallway.
Are they friendly?
Yeah.
You could certainly try to ask them.
No.
Here, get that body out of here. There's one right here. And we'll use yellow.
Flame skulls aren't red?
Nah.
No.
And one of them emerges right out here. At Lucius.
Ew.
Okay. Krot, make a death saving throw.
You're not gonna kick me in the head first?
Nope.
No, that's second. He wants to see if you fail
I
first.
figured I'd give you a minute in order to make it sporting. I give you a chance to kill yourself first.
19.
19, that's one success. Excellent.
If you fail, then he kicked you in the head, that'd be all over. It'd be
Right.
easier.
That'd be way more fun for me. Cabbage, you are first to act. You can see behind you there's a skull. Deshara has reached around and she's slinging back the bolt on her auto glove. What would you like to do?
I would like to heal Krot.
Okay.
I said do not resuscitate.
You did say that.
I don't care what you say.
You didn't sign a contract.
How are you doing it?
I'm trying to find the healing pool.
Go to features.
Got it. Alright, I get a disadvantage on that too though, huh?
It's not an attack. Or
Not an attack,
ability.
no.
Okay, cool.
It's the ability check disadvantage is like investigation, perception.
Okay. Let's see.
Maybe you want Ralphie. You may end up playing games all night. I know
Oh,
what you're
no,
thinking
that sounds
about right
awful.
now.
Yeah.
It's risky.
You got work tomorrow?
It's so risky.
Have to. Should I?
I have
So
to.
yes,
I have to.
Alright, I'm using 2. So
Yeah.
I'll heal him for 11.
How's that feel?
Going back down in the next turn.
11?
On purpose?
11. And he gets 1 temporary HP.
Okay.
Actually 2. Because he needs 2 dice.
It's 13.
Two of those are temporary.
I hope you feel better. Just a little bit of this is just bravado. Once you feel better, you're also really cool, man.
Bubble dirty bitch will make for you. I've got a spell scroll in my hand.
Where's the other?
I only get to 1.
Oh,
You got one on the first round.
Yeah, but y'all don't know that.
don't know that. I was around the corner.
I probably know that.
I can smell
For whatever I
scrolls, though.
remember before I passed out.
No, it's smell scrolls.
Anything else, brother?
It does seem like something
The
we
half
know.
elf reaches out and you channel natural energy into your hands, pulling upon the old faith. You pump vitality back into the body of the human cleric, and he gasps back into consciousness.
How far away
That one.
is that?
That looks like it's 15 feet away from you.
15 feet? I can cantrip whenever. Yeah, no, that's an action. I did that. I guess I will do,
Give me nose kisses.
as a bonus action, I'll do
Oh, shit.
healing word.
Healing word, okay. On
Krot.
crop, okay. Roll for it.
Do it on.
You gave me.
He's already
Dusty
he's got
Rock,
enough.
man.
Do it on Dusty.
I have 39 HP.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's 6 more.
You gave me
Yeah.
64.
6 more. Okay. You gain 6
Way more
additional
than
HP.
me.
6.
Yep.
I am fucking balling now.
All right. The skull that appeared over there is I'm sorry, anything else on your turn?
No.
I'm
No,
saying,
okay.
yeah.
The skull that appeared over there is going to make 2 attacks as these tiny red points of light in its sunken and hollowed recessed eye holes all of a sudden begin to glow. He is going to launch 1 eye ray at Dusty and 1 at Bobble. The first one at Dusty is a natural 1, and the second one at Bobble is a 15.
It hits.
He takes 7 points of fire damage. And he is pinned in. He cannot do anything else. He is somewhat frustrated by that. And so he is going to go ahead and cast Flaming Spear. Nope, he can't do that as a bonus thing. Okay. Nope, that's what he was going to do
Let's go.
on his turn. It is Bobble, and then Deshara will be up after you. As you feel her hand on your shoulder, she's got herself locked and loaded, and you see this auto glove come down and rest on your shoulder. She kill in hell, baby.
Do it.
You're the sniper vest
Yeah.
right there.
Okay.
She's doing that thing from Mad Max where she's using your shoulder as a brace.
Yes.
I'm going to gust that one in the corner against the wall just to pin it, give it a little bit of immobility. Hopefully Dusty or she can take a shot at it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll just say
It has
fine.
to save against 15 strength, basically.
Okay. 15 strength save. That is not his fortitude there. He has a -5 to strength.
The skull does?
Yes. He has a strength score of 1. And so he is pinned against the wall.
Yes.
That's what happens when you're not completely corporeal.
So we're going to say he is effectively grappled against the wall. He has no movement.
The alternative was throwing a fireball at the fire skull.
You know enough about
feel like
flame
that's
skulls
a
to know
good
that
thing.
these things tend to be fire explodey anyway. Throwing a fireball at it would have been pointless.
That which is burns but never burn.
Yes.
Anything else, Bubble?
That's it for me.
Okay. Deshara is going to make 2 arrow attacks on it with auto glow.
I love that auto glove. I need to get one of those.
Ask her nicely.
Yeah. Psst, Bob, get it for me.
That's going to be
So do so.
a 25 and a 15 to hit.
But she might cut me.
Yeah.
That's the balls. Sounds suspiciously like the dentist system. Charlie was the best at getting ladies out of all of them anyway. He got the rich chick and he's like, I don't want you.
17 points of damage on skull number 2. As she hits him with 2 arrow attacks, you see these 2 arrows chip bone off the flame skull that's pinned against the wall, and you can see these heavy barbed arrows are clanking against the ground. And she immediately goes back and begins loading the glove again. It is Skull 1's turn. Will you advance this guy here? 40 feet.
Oh, no.
Where did he go? He'll go actually 20 feet forward.
Are these 5-foot squares?
Yeah, 5-foot squares. He goes 20 feet forward and he's going to cast Fireball. I need everybody to make dexterity saving.
Gross.
I'm still at disadvantage, yeah.
Saving throws aren't.
Disadvantage.
Right.
Ugh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's rough.
Deshara.
What are we doing?
Dex.
Get fucked.
I think all of us got this
Still
one.
ain't enough.
I might be.
Still ain't enough.
I'm going down.
Alright, DC's 13. Anyone?
Oh, for real?
Yep.
I'm good. Okay.
14.
Good. Cabbage.
I'm 13. Wait, DC?
Yeah.
To my AC?
No,
No.
what did you get for your
What did
save?
you
Did you roll?
Fucking.
Did you roll?
Yeah, I got a fucking bullshit 10.
10? Fail.
Yeah.
What'd you
9.
get, Crop?
9.
9? Fail. Okay.
It's okay. I'm going down
Make sure he goes down in the 5th.
again.
Going to be 8d6.
So in a second.
Holy shit.
That's 86. That's a fireball. I'm eating shit right now.
I'm taking half of that.
You're taking none of that.
No, so I'm taking half. I'm not at that level yet.
12 plus
1 more level.
33 points of fire damage if you failed. Half to 16 if you succeeded.
That's looking mighty nice right now.
Can I uncanny dodge that for another half?
Sure. No, because that is only attacks. Do you have evasion yet?
No, but attacks against me.
That you can see. Yeah, okay, if you want to spend
One
your
attacker
reaction-
that you can see hits you with an attack, you use your reaction to half the damage. it does.
Not an attacked spell.
Okay.
Sorry, I got about 9 things that I'm running over here, guys. I
You're
know
good.
this doesn't seem
You're good.
like there's a whole ton going on, but it does.
Not heard that there's a bunch of other things that might come after us. Got it.
Woo. Might not matter.
Whee! playing a game or something that makes me feel like this battle does.
I'm about to be steamed cabbage. Roasted.
Boiled.
Roasted.
Boiled cabbage.
How you doing?
And
Oh, you too?
yes.
Oh, the healer's down.
Yes.
Huh.
And he gave me like 11, 13. I was up to 13 points.
Okay.
Those
I
were
did my
temporary.
good.
Good.
I did my best.
You did well.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That's a third level healing touch.
That is
Cure wounds.
skill 1.
Why
Dusty.
did you think that this was gonna happen?
Well, we're level 5, 6.
6.
Dusty,
That's gonna
as you have just been engulfed in a fireball, you look to your right and you see this flame skull pinned to the wall. You see one in front of you guys. What would you like to do?
I hate to do this, but you got hit by something?
I mean, yeah.
Concentration?
On Gust? Yeah, go ahead and make a concentration check.
I'm trying to wipe the whole group. Gabby's the only one who's gonna survive. Get back to town or I'm gonna have to re-roll.
Got an 18 and a 5. Let's see here. What do I have to do?
It's a saving throw?
con
You
save.
only took 16 points, so you gotta do better than 10.
It's a con save.
Oh, you're
It's a con save.
exhausted, so you
But
have
you're
disadvantage
exhausted.
anyway.
Yeah. so
Wait, do
7.
you have disadvantage on saves?
Oh, wait. No, I don't do it.
Ability checks.
You.
Yeah, it's just ability checks.
I would roll a whole new die, and it's a con.
No, we'll take that first one he rolled. He maintains Gust.
Cool,
He's good.
Well, I will attack it, but I don't think I get any kind of advantage.
Nope, you are out, open, buck naked.
Okay.
Make an attack roll.
I'm gonna attack it with Rosebriar first,
Monk.
and then with my rapier second.
Gotcha,
Offhand rapier. Well, natural 1 with Rosebriar, so it's a 9 total.
That will not be enough.
And the rapier will be 16 to hit.
Remind me, rapiers do piercing or slashing damage?
Piercing.
Okay.
I believe. Let me.
A rapier? For sure.
Yeah, piercing.
Piercing, okay. Yes, it hits.
Pierce it in his empty eye hole.
With nothing added to it, 'cause it's offhand, that's straight 6.
6, okay. It doesn't seem to do as much damage as what you thought, because as you smash the rapier into it, it just kind of flicks and takes a chip off the bone.
Okay, so I used a bonus action to attack with my offhand.
Yes,
right?
so you used action, bonus action.
Okay, so movement, I'm gonna attempt to just run past these guys and back to there.
Okay. You jump over the body of your friend,
Yep.
push past Bobble, and like a coward run.
Most definitely.
Back.
I don't give a shit.
What else? Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, good. Crop, you're up.
Fail.
One death saving throw. Fortunately, your death saving throws were reset. Cabbage.
What do I have to roll?
D20, you gotta beat a 10.
I'd love to be
Nat
Tegan.
20.
Yeah!
Holy shit!
You spring back up with 1 HP,
Excellent.
and it is the start of your turn.
Okay.
You have 1 HP, but you are conscious again, and it is the start of your turn.
I'd love to be Tegan watching us wipe.
Tegan takes 1 week off. You guys can't take care of yourselves.
Sounds about
She
right.
would have killed both of these things by now. Like, not even joking.
She would have had way higher initiative.
Yeah.
They would have.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't have let us do a whole bunch of other dumb shit.
40 points of
too.
damage to both of them. Done.
The plan was to get naked and go through a door.
Well, yeah, before y'all started taking your money off. I'm begging with
I'm going to do
dick
cure
in
wounds
hand.
Cure wounds
on myself.
on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you could do better.
He was got to take care of himself first.
That'll give me 15.
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's your
If
action.
the healer can't heal, it's kind of useless.
You can move or use a bonus action.
I did heal you.
You would.
How much did you just heal yourself for?
15.
15? Jesus Christ, on a level.
3.
It's pretty nice. It's above average.
What's the average of 3D8?
You sound like me at a sorority party. It's above average, okay? Global average.
You keep going to sorority parties today. Everything all right?
I've been having a good time with it. Them TCU girls.
I'm running
They don't know
over
how to
here.
say no.
I'm running over here. That's funny because it's a Christian university.
Grab the skull on the way over.
No.
The Christian in TCU is about kind of like nipples on a man.
Ah. Irrelevant.
They don't make you take any Christian classes. They don't give a shit. No,
Really?
really. Yeah, really.
No.
Huh.
Are you willing to pay what they want? Nothing else matters.
Just like every church.
The number one major at TCU is getting an MRS degree. That's what that is.
Becoming a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically it's a finishing school for the trophy wives of finance and petroleum engineering majors.
Nice. MRS.
That's
Love you girls. That thing you do where you wear a sundress and cowgirl boots.
Oh, damn.
Come on.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Purple sundress and white cowgirl boots. Come on. Lord have mercy.
Rude.
You got a bonus action. What you want to do with it?
Nothing.
Okay. Skull 2 is up. He is still pinned against the wall. So he is going to go ahead and use his eye rays on Bobble and Radiant Dust.
Goodbye, you all.
The first one against Bobble is going to be a 14 to hit, and against Radiant Dust it's going to be a 12.
Can we trade?
12 misses.
That hits me.
That hits you. 10 points of fire damage.
And the healer's running away.
I don't have anything.
You don't
for
have
you
your
guys.
do you left, do you?
Huh? Yeah, down.
You're down?
I'm
Like,
down.
You're dead?
I gotta roll. Save
Like death
myself.
saves, like
Yeah.
you just did.
Is that Tegan telling us how terrible we are?
I wish. No, it's actually my mom sending me real estate deals. So my mom lives in the western part of Virginia where land is a lot cheaper. I mean, you can buy a really nice house for about half what you can get them for here. And she desperately wants Tegan and I to move out there. And so,
That's where she is?
yeah, Abingdon, Virginia, right on the Virginia-Tennessee border. Gorgeous country, dude. Gorgeous country. But, I mean, it's Hillbillyville.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I call it
Yeah.
Mayberry. It's Mayberry.
Super redneck.
I lived close to DC for a while.
You tell her she has to play Dungeons and Dragons with you.
She'd probably do it.
Since we can't- We'll never be able to find a group out there.
Now DC is awesome. Arlington, Virginia, and like the DC inside the Beltway, that's one of the coolest places I've ever hung out, man. Because I didn't have to touch a steering wheel for 6 days, and I thought that was awesome.
It's
I didn't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah, my older brother lives in DC. He bikes everywhere. Or
Yeah.
Which one's that?
Kristen?
Kristen.
Your older brother's name's Kristen?
Yeah, we all got girls' names.
Okay.
Kenley is a girl's name?
I mean, it's pretty feminine sounding to
Kenley?
me.
Kenley doesn't sound masculine to me.
Yeah, no.
I never heard
I
it
mean,
before.
maybe
Just
he's
now.
Chinese.
Yeah, Ken Lee. Yeah, if I saw like a, just on like a guest list and someone was like, Ken Lee is coming, I'd be like, that's some white chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all got girls' names. They spelled them like Kristen is ends with a O-N, so they're like, so it's a boy. No, it's not.
Did they let you guys
Did you
choose
just
your
tell me
gender?
you're Norwegian or something like that? It didn't make sense.
And I got Cameron, and they're like, that's a guy's name. Name the first Cameron you can think of.
Cameron?
Kirk Cameron.
Damn it, Diaz.
Cameron.
But I was thinking,
Damn it,
Diaz.
Diaz.
but I was thinking the other one from Ferris Bueller.
Oh, yeah.
I think Cameron, the guy back in the 90s who had that hit, didn't he run with Dipset and whatnot?
That guy wearing the pink fucking yeah.
Yeah, a pink jumpsuit or something like that.
You never had a chance.
Nope.
Alright, we're all dying.
All right.
Nah, you are though. It's gonna be dangerous.
I might make it out.
I might live.
Well, I might.
Okay.
I've ran away from them before.
That's Skull 2. It can move now, so it's going to go ahead and move.
That's great.
Move it 20 feet to the 20 feet that way.
On top of
Deshara.
Just in front of Deshara. It's going. Yeah, these things aren't afraid of getting in and getting personal.
Well,
Bobble, it's your turn.
Oh,
She
boy.
might like that.
Yeah! That is one success.
That is one success. Okay, Deshara is going to use her bonus action and stuff a potion of greater healing in your mouth. Bobble.
I'm into it.
She wouldn't have asked permission anyway. 4, 6, 9,
I've never had so much fun dying.
17 hit points.
Oh my god.
Is that like half your life?
That's more than half.
17 hit points to Bobble, and she's going to turn around and attempt to smash.
Up the HP, man.
I'm trying, man. It didn't work. I said apply the changes.
She's going to make 2 bludgeoning attacks against
That's more than half.
the flame skull. That rolls.
That is okay.
Not really. Not if you know what's up next.
That is not okay.
These are the appetizers.
That's 9
We're
points
fucked.
of bludgeoning damage to skull number 2. As
Nice.
she looks disappointed in herself, but she's gonna hang in the pocket. She's gonna hang in the pocket. Yeah. It's Shara's turn. It is Skull 1 who's going to use an eye ray on Deshara. 2 eye rays on Deshara.
Dashy.
It's gonna be double miss. As from behind she ducks down and you see these 2 eye rays hit the stone and leave this large burn mark over that. Okay, Dusty, you're up.
I want
Crunch
to
time,
attack Skull 2, as we're calling it, the one that is.
That's Skull 2, Skull 1. The first one that appeared was Skull
Oh,
1,
okay.
the second one that appeared was Skull 2.
Yeah. I'd like to move over here and attack Skull 2. And I believe I get advantage because I'm flanking and it's distracted.
Yeah.
You
Does
like
that
where
give me
you're at?
sneak attack too?
Nope,
Yeah.
up there, all alone.
Yeah.
I do not.
Right next
So I'm
to
attacking with
dickhead.
Rosebriar. So with advantage, it's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
What the fuck? Did you roll a 5?
No, an 11. It's advantage.
Oh, it's a 9.
Oh wait, advantage in my no, because I don't have
But
that
you're at
anymore.
disadvantage, right? So just
No,
make
but I
another
don't
roll.
have that because I died.
Right,
It
you
was
did.
cleared.
So you rolled a 19.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay, so 3, 10, 11, that's 21, 24, plus 5, that's 29 damage. To the
29
skull.
damage.
With,
Even
the
with
dagger is piercing.
Yeah, even with it having resistance to piercing, that's still enough. As you're able to just
That's a
chip
nice
away
one.
on it, you manage to open this crack in the back of the skull, and you see green energy pours out of the back of it, and it just falls in fragments of bone to the ground. And you hear this cackling laugh again.
And then, am I allowed to bonus action medicine check or no?
No. Bonus medicine checks full action.
I'm just making sure I didn't hear something weird. Going down doesn't erase the disadvantage.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, he said that it did for me.
Oh, okay.
The
Mhm.
first time that I fell after that attack, when you brought
If
me
you
back
go
up,
unconscious and you
I
come
thought-
back, it removes the discord. I'm ruling that.
Okay, maybe I didn't roll something.
correctly.
Okay, cool. So as soon as I come back, that's gone.
Yes.
Okay.
An-
Yeah, he's
Anything
down.
else, Dusty?
I've been down multiple
Um,
times. That's where I like it.
I can
I'm gonna
bonus
tell
action.
Kalembor he's a bitch. I don't want these powers.
Cutting action, I can move. I'm going to move in front of Bobble.
Okay.
Try to make it harder. Give him some kind of cover.
Okay.
Why, thank you.
We got it.
For the flaming sphere.
For anything, really.
Crot, you're up.
Second fail.
Come on, crap.
Cabbage, you're up.
You ran away.
I'm gonna entangle that skull.
Yeah.
Awesome. So he needs to make a strength saving throw.
Yes, 14.
Okay, he has -5 for that, and he rolled a 5, so he rolls a 0.
Nice.
He is entangled. So is he restrained or grappled?
Restrained.
Restrained. Gotcha.
That gives him disadvantage on attacks, yeah?
Okay.
I'm asking.
Okay. Yes. Restrained gives you advantage on attacks, and he has disadvantage on any attack rolls he makes.
Bonus action. Use healing word.
Mm-hmm.
Me.
On you. Okay.
I'm too far away from you guys.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
It's got 60 feet
Well,
range.
those are only 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's okay.
Are we gonna?
Can I
we
heal you
gonna
while you're
lose
down?
Another one?
If you heal me while I'm down, it immediately brings me back
Okay,
up
well
with
then
us.
I'll-
But it's too late. You already did it to yourself. Do not resuscitate.
Just roll with it, brother.
You did what you did.
I'm gonna just go with it.
Okay. I'm doing
I'm
it.
looking up my monk.
You don't get all that shit that you got in the maze.
I know.
Okay.
What is this one?
Even though I believe you got 3. Even though I believe Sam
Oh, it's
would
the bottom on this one. Okay.
would have a better way of combating that than I do.
Okay, that's +7 to me.
I'd let him go hog wild with it. I love that stuff.
The movement, the
Yeah.
ridiculous like
I love monks
120
running
foot
all
a
over the
turn.
place. But I played with my brother who had a Tabaxi monk who had like
752
yeah.
feet of movement.
Like, we
Spider
sat down and
climb.
the spider climb. We sat down and calculated one time. It was equivalent to having a human who could run at 39 miles an hour. Yeah. It's like 12 miles faster than 12 miles an hour faster than Usain Bolt. You know, like 50% faster than the fastest human being on planet Earth. I'm sorry. I apologize. We were playing D&D. What were you doing after you cast your healing word?
I'm moved over here.
Gotcha. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Apologize.
Bobble, as you come to conscious.
I'm sorry, I feel so good. I'm sorry.
As you come to consciousness, you are still on the ground. Deshar reaches down, flicks you in the sack, and says, "Nut check, get up."
You take 3 points of blood from the damage, but you are sore for 5
She kind of giggles as she does it. She, "Nut check."
Giggle like a Goldberg boy.
I'm into that.
Oh, I paid good money for that.
I am going to hand Stardust the bag of holding.
Just remember, your movement is half because you used half to stand up.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand him the bag of holding and say, just put the fireball in here, just box it
The
up.
flame skull.
Yeah, he'll be in there with some. What the hell is he in there with? Okay, a heavy crossbolt.
Doesn't matter. It's
That's
an
fine.
interdimensional space. He doesn't share it with those things, right?
Okay,
Right.
and 2 throw blasts. Well then, he'll be fine. Put him in there. I'm gonna go over here.
Save him for later.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and stabilize this dude.
Okay, go ahead and make a medicine check. At disadvantage.
4 or 20.
And you begin kind of turning around. He's burned very, very badly. You can see that his body's in shock. Mostly what you end up doing is going patty cake, baker's man, bake me a
At least you
cake,
didn't feed me poison root.
Oh yeah, you told me what the good ones were.
Yeah, I did.
My keen mind. Okay. Well.
And you remember he has nothing that's going to get him out of this situation right now.
Alright.
Incorrect.
Close his eyes. Put Mr. Quackers on his chest and pray. Okay.
But, who are you praying to?
Just general gods, whoever he looks like he worships. He kept mentioning Calibanvor. I'm sure he loves
This is secret. Calibanvor.
Go ahead and make a religion check for him.
Calibanvor.
Yeah.
This is a freebie. I'm calling for it.
Okay, that is 11.
An 11. Roll a d100.
Okay.
Calibanvor. Hey, how you doing? Can you heal my friend?
Oh,
no,
boy.
I'm
Okay.
just the god.
There we go.
Deciding what you want to do with your life.
21.
21. You pray, but you don't feel like anything's reaching out to you. You're not a particularly spiritual man, and that's not about to change,
I don't
evidently.
see why you're selling this kind of board now. It's not helping you at all.
Are you mocking the dead?
If you would use your keen mind, you would realize it's not really fun of calling
He's
them
only,
board.
he's only unconscious. He ain't dead yet.
Alright. Anything else on your turn?
That's it for me. I did my best.
Alright. Deshara is going to step in front of you, and she's going to run towards, she's going to run right there, and she's going to make 2 bludgeoning attacks on skull number 1. It's a 19 and a 7, so one's going to hit. And that's 10 points of damage. As she swings the glove forward, it floats over, and she comes down and gives it a crash, and it bounces off of the ground before it comes back up, hovering again. You can see there's this crack that appears over the right orbital socket of that flame skull, and you hear this. That's one of the. She's going to go ahead and use Healing Wind as hers, and she's going to regain 11 hit points as her bonus action. Okay, it is skull number 1, who is
Restrained.
restrained. That is correct. So let me look at his spell list. He's already used that. Already used that. He's gonna cast Magic Missile
I like the sound of that. Doesn't
on,
sound magical at all.
yeah.
Or it's a missile. This one's magic.
And he's gonna go ahead and upcast it at 2nd level.
Ooh. Arcane dick to the face.
Special occasion. Upcast.
And he's going to target everyone who's standing up. All 4 of you are going to get 1.
Must be this one.
So I'll read this off. Deshara gets 5 points damage. Radiant Dust, you get 2 points of damage. Cabbage, you get 4 points of damage. And Bobble, you get 2 points of damage. And then it kind of, as it begins to glow, you see it readies another spell, almost like this rune appears in its mouth. And that is its turn. We're back to the top. Dusty, it is your turn.
I would like to move up and on it
Okay.
and take the bag of holding and attempt to capture it in that bag.
Okay. Go ahead and make
50-50
a
chance.
athletics check.
Athletics check.
Yep.
With advantage?
Nope.
Not even because I'm used to things being distracted.
Nope.
8.
8.
Yeah.
I
It's restrained.
It disappears into the bag of holding as you throw the bag of holding over it, and you cinch it tight, and as you lift it back up, the vines just drop to the ground.
Okay. I got it in this bag like you wanted.
Let's not forget that it's in there.
Just leave it in there.
Can anyone do anything for Krot?
Huh?
He gave me a bunch of potions, but I think that they're poison and not potion.
Pixie dust.
You want to give him pixie dust?
He has some pixie dust in his pocket.
No, he never gave me any.
You have some pixie dust in your pocket. You want to sprinkle it on his tongue?
I have all 3. Is what you're saying? All
No.
3 stacks of pixie dust?
He
You
gave
have
us
your
three.
own. Me,
Okay.
you, Gabby have one.
I can. Are we still in battle?
No, we're out of battle order.
Okay, can I heal him then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I say we give him pixie dust. What are you doing?
Plus another pixie dust.
Cabbage walks over
I'm
and
cooking it on a spoon already.
Yeah. You got a kid out, you got a rubber band around your arm.
That's what I roll.
Before I die. I will shoot up pixie dust.
18.
I'm gonna let you slide on this one pretty easy. I could be a taker.
I'm alright. You want me to roll? I already rolled.
I
So
just
do
healed
not
you for
resuscitate.
18.
Put the
I ignored your DNR.
You pop back up.
You wrote it in whatever language I can't understand, so.
I could have translated.
pictures.
I don't understand these.
No, it's a stick man. It's a stick man bleeding. Like I have a tattoo on my chest. I have a stick man with X's on his eyes bleeding out, and then a little priest with his book casting a heel spin on a little.
Sorry, I don't understand that.
That's a do not resuscitate order. Alright. We're gonna take a 5-10 minute break and come back. Alright, speak now, forever hold your peace.
Dead.
Peace.
Not dead, I healed you.
Let's leave.
Okay. You guys all come to.
We gotta find the professor though.
Okay. Where we looked.
Deshara has gone, well, she runs over to you and grabs you by the shoulders and starts banging. You okay? Is everything all right? Do you still have everything where it's supposed to be?
How's penis?
Just reach down.
You can help me check tonight.
She gives you a little push on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yes. So who's the lock picking one? Who's your?
That'd be me.
I can make.
You can make lock picks?
Yes.
Okay, I trust you a lot more. Can you go ahead and undo that door?
I'm gonna do my best. But also, has anyone else noticed that they seem to like hear and notice everything that's going on? So why don't we just like make our peace here?
What do you mean make our peace here?
Say what we need to say. Try to convince them to come with us from here. Whatever's going on, they're
Go ahead and
laughing
make a perception
whenever
check.
we're taking damage.
You were able to tell that was coming from the flame skulls.
Okay.
23?
23, you see a flash of orange light.
You went down too, so you're not at disadvantage anymore either.
Right.
So everyone's back. No one's got Discord. All right, I will attempt to pick the lock.
Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Thieves' kit is a dirty 20.
Yeah. Door opens. An expansive library of books and desks has been tossed and is in disarray. Several of the rugs in the room are shredded and burned, and a faint magical aura still emanates from them. 2 large suits of armor have been broken in half and disassembled, their parts scattered across this 40-foot wide room. At the back side of the room, you see a broken half of a spear embedded into a desk.
Professor?
No response.
Oh, the book, man.
Everybody go ahead and give me perception checks. Just so I Let's just, we'll go
Hey, is
counterclockwise.
he still exhausted if he almost died?
Yes.
I took a red
10.
consciousness. I got some good Z's in there.
10.
10.
8.
7.
1.
Jesus. That was the best at 10?
Okay, roll for Deshara. That would be a 7.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah,
You
okay.
notice a spear in a desk. You are preoccupied by it.
You notice a spear in a desk. Mounted on the wall, you see a gleaming staff on a velvet wood setting. Inscribed at its base is some writing in common. And you notice 2 staircases going down. Above one, you see a plaque that says creature storage. That's the far one. On the one to the south, you see a sign that says salon.
Creature storage. Deshara, do you know of him having any creatures?
Not that I. We weren't like super close. I didn't hang out at cocktail parties with him.
No, I understand,
He's a
but I
professional
feel like
magical
if
researcher,
you
and I'm a griffin wrangler.
if you know of creatures in town and you're one of the people that wrangles creatures in town, maybe if he ever had issues he'd come and talk to you, but I guess not.
I wrangle griffins and attractive men of dubious moral character.
What
Those are
color
the
is
only
your
things
beard?
I wrangle.
What color is your beard right
Oh, it's
now?
purple as hell.
Okay.
I'll come over here and look at what this thing is.
As you go over to that, that is a seat. Okay, so above this desk, you see that staff mounted on a velvet wood backing. That other staff desk is the one that has the spear embedded like between the drawer and the lid, almost like someone's trying to pry it open. That's just a seat there on the side. You see a pillar here on the far right side, and there's what appears to be papers or notes scattered around the base of it, and then plaques in the wall above each of the staircases going down.
Can I look for tracks?
I will sit.
Yes, go ahead and make a survival check. Or investigation, I'll give you your choice. Bobble, what are you doing while this is going on?
I am going to approach. Did you move over there, Croc?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm sitting in this now.
You're sitting.
Yes,
It's a chair, so
I am the king of the castle. King of the castle.
You regain 12 hit points, and
I am absolutely king of the castle.
yes.
16 investigation.
16 investigation. Okay, good. You find two things. There are tracks that you identify as belonging to about 5 different individuals all through this room. They disappear over by the one that says salon, and you find a small baggie made out of wax paper that has been discarded at the top of the staircase.
Is there anything to this baggie? Of the wax paper?
Make an Arcana check.
Yay, 17.
It looks like it contains some dust of disappearance.
Yeah, there was a number of people in here.
Yes,
It looks
1, 2, 3.
0.5.
Let him do it.
3.5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In the shower.
But wrong.
And the shower. 1, 2, 3, 4, the shower.
Yeah. But before us, there was another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
Who is 5?
He's someone that was here before us.
I don't like him. I like it the shower.
That's fair. But I
She
can't really
shrugs
tell.
her shoulders and wanders over to that back bookcase and begins looking through some of the books.
I can't really tell where they went because they seem to have dropped this, which looks like some dust of disappearance.
It dissipated.
The last I can tell, they were in this area. I mean, I'm
will
probably
not-
in this area.
I will not
Holler.
relinquish throne. You cannot get me out. My subjects, please pull spear.
Either of you gonna go pull the spear?
Negative.
I'd like to.
Only the
examine
king can do
scrolls
his
that he
own
handed
work.
me.
The scroll that he handed you?
Both of them. You handed me both, right?
No,
Okay, just the one he handed me.
second one.
Huh?
Yeah, the second one.
This,
The second
it's for
The second one you pulled?
yeah.
Okay.
I made this is a royal decree for you. Now that I'm kings. Multiples. I am kings.
What makes you think you're king?
Go ahead and
Have
make
the chair.
a D100
It's not a
roll.
throne.
The bench.
It's a chair.
Not that I'm sitting his throne.
Oh, okay.
58.
Thrones usually have a little more gilding to them.
Are you insulting the crown?
I'm consulting the throne.
Treason! Kill this man.
Kill him, just straight kill him?
Yes,
Okay.
he has insulted the kings and his
I
chair.
Take the dodge action.
Yeah.
Disengage.
Will he fit in this bag? Oh, he has the bag, go now.
Seize him.
Castle first.
This is a scroll of hallucinatory terrain.
Okay.
Huh.
Yo, so that's shrooms and a scroll?
Alright. And some magic dust.
I'll
Scroll of
pull out the second. Is it good paper?
Yes,
Do you like this paper?
I do.
I pull out the second one. Would you like another paper?
Yes.
I swear a fealty.
Oh, that's a big word.
I swore fealty.
He swear.
Fealty.
This is not what I said.
It's exactly what you said.
come sit on my lap and ask for me like a.
Like, you're Santa Claus?
Who is this Santa Claus?
He's a guy who comes around every year. You sit on his lap, you make your demands, you get them a few days later.
Okay, in my new kingdom, this
Let's
Like
shake
the
man.
way he views it.
Yeah. Make your demands.
Deshara wanders over to the
Am I a
desk that
Santa
has
Claus?
the spear
You are
embedded in
Santa
it
Claus.
and gestures to you and says, "Can you come check this before I pull on it?"
Yeah, I'll go look at it.
That's what
Go ahead,
he
make it.
said.
And move both of the tokens over to that first. Okay. Are you giving him the scroll, or are you waiting on him to swear fealty?
I'm a Santa Claus.
You are Santa Claus.
Okay, here you
Santa
go, little
Claus.
boys.
Make an Arcana check.
I give him a hug. I poke him in the belly.
That's-
It was 17 from that.
17.
17.
It is not full.
Okay.
17.
17. Okay. Roll a D100.
82.
Scroll of non-detection.
All right.
Okay, little boy, you look at this for me. And I rummage around in my pocket. I pull out the stone with the odd light.
Stone with the odd light.
You just do an Arcana check on it.
Sure.
This would take you a little bit more time to identify,
Okay.
because you're not familiar with it. The others were all wizard spell scrolls,
Mhm.
so I let you just go ahead and identify them with an Arcana check. This is an actual like magic item,
Okay.
so you could take 10 minutes and try if you wanted, but you're giving up 10 minutes.
Well, I guess y'all are doing other things. Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Okay, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me while we do it. Cabbage, what are you doing while all this is going on? The two of them seem to be working on a desk. Krot is sitting in a chair. He's identifying some scrolls and some items. What are you doing?
I want to go peer down the stairs of the salon, see if I can see anything without actually going all the way down.
You have dark vision, so as you go over and you peer down, you're able to see the faint, almost like, you know how something looks where there's like light, but it's around a corner?
Yeah.
At a very, very far distance, looking down that far staircase through the salon space, it's like at the whole opposite end of the building, you can see the reflection of that light.
The light that was exploding.
Right, those exploding.
Okay.
And you can see that they seem to be working diligently on that. And you can see that the space between here and there for the 60 feet of dark vision that you have is opulently decorated. And there are suits of armor and chaise lounges and even what appears to be a large bird cage in this very well decorated area that seems to be a combination between like a lounge and maybe even a student union or something like that. And you don't see any movement. You don't see any movement.
Okay.
Yeah, Marvel.
Yo.
Still sitting in my lap.
I'm still in your lap.
What is the thing you say? I know one time this man, he said it in common, and he get out of his seat, but then he said this thing, and then when I try to sit in his seat, I cannot sit.
Dibs.
Okay.
So that was gonna say.
I'm gonna,
Shotgun.
I'm gonna lift Bobble up, and I'm gonna set him down. And I'm gonna point at the chair and say, "Dibs." Yes, I say.
Okay, I'll hold it for you. I'll hop in the
Okay,
seat.
I pick him up and I set him down in my seat. How do you say this word? Regent, steward.
Stewart?
You are steward to throne.
Hey, Stuart.
Thank you.
Hey, Stuart.
I'm gonna go over and look at the desk with the spear.
That's where I'm at.
That's where they're at. You're investigating it, and Deshara is like, okay, so everything's clear. You walk up behind. You want to help me pull on this?
I stroke the spear. Does it seem like a regular spear?
Make a investigation check.
Okay.
According to what I looked at,
I'm
yes.
making sure it's not like magical.
Sure.
Investigation is 14.
Looks like a good old-fashioned spear.
Can I pull?
She grabs your hand and twists it back. Go ahead and make a strength check with advantage.
I ask you very nice. Can I pull? Strength check with
She's not
advantage.
giving you much of a choice. Make a strength check with advantage.
16.
16? Okay. Inside you see a small box made out of coral and fragments of notes and stuff like that scattered around, one of which jumps out to you. It looks like this. It appears to be a fragment of practice spells for a prize student.
So this was a bookshelf, right?
Yes.
I'd like to go over there and look for any histories on
Your
the area
pin
of
was
Fire
fucked up.
Yeah.
What's that fourth one on the first level?
I'd have to look at it and tell you.
Timer?
Tumor? Bumblebee tuner?
Find familiar, shield, magic missile, mage armor.
I can give it back.
Counter-
Don't say anymore.
He wouldn't even let me look at it.
Is this just a list, or do I feel like this is?
This is the casting instructions for each of these spells.
What you got there, Santa?
You go over to the bookcase and begin rummaging through. Go ahead and give me a history check.
How many golds do you have?
None. Just like all of us.
22? I'll get back to you in a second. Cabbage, what are you doing as all of this works out? You can see the Shar has picked up this box of coral and opens it, and there's what appears to be a very large, about the size of a quarter pearl in it. And she's going, ooh, this one looks fine around my neck. Shuts the box. She turns around, looks at Bob, and says, what kind of girl doesn't appreciate a pearl necklace? Shoves it in her.
Is that George?
Yeah.
Keep going.
I'm gonna go sit on the bench with Bobble.
You go and sit on the bench, Bob.
Sit on
You
the
just
bench,
squish
it's
him
my
out of the
throat.
way.
Yeah, he's small. We
Small.
can share.
Yeah, come on, Bob.
It's a little tight, but you guys are both pretty, I don't want to say petite, that's not very nice. Pretty lithe. You're lithe.
Yes.
Yes, you're lithe and you both managed to sit down. Unfortunately, the regenerative effect of the throne has been used up. for this
Curses.
hour.
Boo.
So you don't seem to be gaining.
What about
any
curses?
additional
Are
health.
there curses here?
No. Not that
I
I'm
can
aware of.
make. Do you need?
Not yet.
A couple of things jump out to you. One is a volume on the known history of the Wind Dukes,
Okay.
which also are known as the Vati, V-A-A-T-I. And you see a volume on Generals of the Abyss,
Generals of the Abyss.
the geography of Pesh, P-E-S-H.
Geography, you said?
Of Pesh. And then there's like a yellow book with black stripes on it, and it says Multiversal Artifacts and You, a Beginner's Guide.
Multiversal artifacts and
And those are the really unusual ones that kind of jump out to you.
Handbook for the recently deceased.
I want that book so bad. Multiversal artifacts
It's like
and
on
you.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I will grab them all, and where I'll put the history of the Windukes, Generals of the Abyss, and geography of
Or the
Pesh
Abyss, Generals of Abyss.
into into the sack. I will keep the multiversal artifacts and you on me.
Okay. Bubble, what are you doing? As you're sitting on the throne with Cabbage, a lowborn elf,
Still examining that glowing stone.
gutter elf.
I rolled an 11 though for my icon.
You rolled an 11, right? You got no idea, but you can look at it, you can tell it's some sort of piece of ammunition.
Okay.
Alright.
Bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
What is a counter spell?
Oh, that's a spell that you counter other spells with.
Do you like?
I do like it.
I have things.
Uh-huh. I'll give you a glowing stone for that.
I have a glowing stone.
No, you don't.
I have two.
Okay.
I do too, but I keep
I
it covered
left
up with my pants.
all my money outside this horror house, so.
Horror.
Horror.
Yes, you bring your money into.
But Mr. Quackers is here, so it might be the other two.
I have nothing to offer you. I'm sure that'll be better in your hands. Go ahead and keep it.
You got this. I don't understand too much. Says things, but I think maybe my team is strong. I am strong.
Mm-hmm.
You will swear fealty.
Well, I once again swear fealty.
It's twice now. What
You
else
have
do
to
you
do
need?
it what third time? You gotta do it.
I
three
don't think
times.
that word means what you think it means.
We are good friends.
Oh, we're great friends. Dude that I've known for a week.
Okay.
You see me get just a little jealous. The hair starts to rise a little bit.
This definitely puts it down for other relationship.
Do you know what is do not resuscitate?
Yeah, I was just trying to stabilize you. I wasn't trying to resuscitate.
I like you.
You weren't dead. And trust me, when you do die, I will not be resuscitated this. Because I don't know how. Okay. Counterspell and fireball. Interesting.
Can you
The other
teach
ones
me
he
any of the
ignores.
things off that
Do you
list?
know
As soon as I learn
do
them.
you know mage armor
Absolutely.
and shield?
Huh?
Do you know mage armor and shield?
Mage armor, yes. Shield, no.
Then you need shields.
Okay.
Idiot. Do you know what that does?
No.
It's a reaction that gives you +5 AC.
Okay.
It's worth
He'll
it.
never
That could
use
have
it.
come in handy a
He
couple
will
of times.
never use it. He's had it.
Can I ritually cast this? No.
Can I just have a
Hold your attack, please.
lone standing?
I'll have to do something. Everybody pause.
Excuse
Time
me.
out. Time
Excuse me.
out.
You gotta write these symbols down real quick.
Hold on, bathroom break.
Come on, car.
We need to make 50 gold in here.
Game on.
We need to make 50 gold in here.
Let's get to it.
Is this how much you need? I have.
You don't have.
Gabrielle has.
Outside.
Yeah, outside. I have money outside.
Okay.
So we're leaving.
Not leaving. Does anyone want to come down to the salon with me?
The salon.
Yes.
I
No one
can
wants to
get
know about
my
the
nails
pictures?
did.
I fluff up my beard. Yeah, let's go to the salon.
That's not what you think it means.
We'll find out.
Looks like everyone's going to the hair salon.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Barbershop.
Yeah. We're going downstairs, huh?
You're all walking down there?
Looks like it.
Okay.
Looks like he's in the lead.
Marching orders.
Cabbage has provided good shielding. I will insist that he follows the crop.
You emerge right about down here. Underneath the pathway that.
I'll
As
be
you
the
walk
bumper
into
sticker.
a room, you can see that it's lined long with couches, chaise lounges, decorated with these large, elaborate suits of armor. This long hallway that goes down. There's paintings and chalkboards on the wall, and you can see the flickering of red light down at the end. I would like everybody to make perception checks.
What kind of checks?
Perception checks. 11?
13. 1. 14.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and roll initiative and go into soft initiative.
Soft initiative. Hooray! That was the best roll I've had all day.
Soft initiative. We're all a little nervous.
You know what soft means, right?
Yes.
Flaccid initiative.
Shit's making my penis soft.
25 to 20. 20 to 15.
Yep, this is gonna be good.
15 to 10.
14.
Okay.
I got
You
Fancy.
11.
I'm sorry, Crot.
Karate.
Does Crot feel like he is in initiative?
Crotty. Where's the...
You don't have any particular sense that anything's amiss yet?
To
no?
you, Rotten.
I think he's just trying to give us a sense of what we're gonna do.
Yeah, this is just to keep everything orderly.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's go 10 to 5.
7.
1.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
All or nothing.
Yeah.
Dishara.
Shut up.
And Deshara will be acting with Bobble.
Yeah. We're a team.
Not a great session, guys. Not a great
Bang,
session.
pulling each other's putt.
Hell
Crot,
yeah.
you will start us off. As you emerge into this room, it is too quiet. There is a stillness and a hostility in the air. You can see several bodies lay on the ground, draped over these sofas. They're dressed similar to the ones in the room that you came into, and they seem to have also died violently. You can
Recently?
Recently. And violently. And several other Lee words. Desperately. Perhaps hungrily.
Graciously?
No.
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 No. Several are mutilated and burned. A couple seem to have had their skulls caved in.
How many are there?
You would estimate between the entire length of the room, well, you can't really see because the light down here is dark. But from what little you can make out, within the first 20 feet, there's probably 2 bodies.
Is there at least 4 somewhere?
Oh, you have light on your
Shield.
shield, right? That casts light for 30 feet or 60 feet? Oh, but you died, so you'd have to cast it again.
Okay. We'll just deal with it. What I'm thinking later.
That sounds promising.
I mean, light's a cantrip. So you
Right.
touch it. Do you want to eliminate your shield?
No.
Okay.
Sneaky.
You are in the dark. It is very hard to see, but you can see kind of the silhouettes as there is some firelight reflecting from down this hallway back here. Now understand, you guys are on the level below where you can.
Right.
So there's some firelight reflecting back down there.
Okay.
Crap, what do you see?
Yay. Old friends.
Old friends.
Yes, not.
You had friends before us?
Yeah, no, it's not like this. Maybe you will know
Not
later.
like this.
Not like this. I'll move forward.
Okay, to where?
Forward.
Too many hurry ahead.
Ahead of
Yeah.
Let the record show you moved 25 feet forward.
Hey guys, I want to touch the stick.
I back up. How many times was he attacked?
None while the DM doesn't know what's happening. Hello.
I
It's,
searched
cl-
the entire
it's
room.
clear. I don't know. It's nothing. No professor. We can leave. We have loots and life.
Wait, we have guitars?
No, loots. It's not guitar.
Sorry, other stringed instruments that
Yes.
are like guitars?
It is like baby guitar.
Ukulele.
One
Let's
piccolo.
go on a you cunt.
One piccolo.
Where you going, Croc?
I went everywhere, man. You were watching.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah!
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. You walk forward into the room. You brush past the chaise lounge, and you can see around you. There's probably a total of a dozen dead lab workers in this room, from what you can see. Several of whom have had their throats slit across, a couple of whom the right side of their face is caved in, and one or two where it seems like their bodies have just been shriveled up or burned. Okay.
I will walk past all of. I walk past four
I'm
of
at the
them.
back of the.
No.
Oh,
He's at the back
I'm
of the
pretending
bus.
you're one of the dead bodies.
okay.
Hello, friend. You will come to me. And then I'll walk
Are you
to
gonna
the next one.
puppet another one?
And I walk to four different bodies, and they all stand up and start shambling around me.
What do you cast?
Spirit guardians.
Okay.
They last for 10 minutes. I just have like four dead bodies.
Giving weekend at Barney's.
Ask them how they died. How does this spell work?
Okay.
I don't think
Cabbage, your turn.
Ask her question.
Can I see that fire from where I am?
Yeah, you can see that the flame is still going. You haven't seen it flash red yet. And you have dark vision, so you can see the majority of the length of this room. There's blood stains all across the floor. These people were attacked. They have no idea what was hitting them.
But aside from dead bodies, there's no other creatures that I can see.
Nothing that you can see unless you want to use your bonus action to make a perception check.
I would like to do that.
Do so.
One of them just rolls around on the ground, following me.
I perceive nothing.
What did you roll?
8.
Nope, nothing seems to be moving around.
Alright, I'm gonna move forward up next to Krot.
Okay. Would you move him forward?
Please.
Okay.
He's one of my dead bodies. Oh!
Lord.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
You did it.
I'm gonna start moving towards the light.
Stepping around this corner, you see the figure of a female tiefling in heavy plate armor. The right side of her face is completely skeletal, and the left side, what you can see in the dim orange firelight, seems to be some color of purple or amethyst. Her armor, formerly stamped with some sort of grave insignia, has had a big X carved into the front of it. And she rests her hand kind of at her belt, and then she gestures, and 3 of the corpses of these lab workers begin to twitch and spasm. You hear next bones snapping. And 3 of them stand up.
Do you seek a Loki? I know where your father is.
She can do what you do. Go talk to her.
And 1 here. And she says, I'm going to let my boyfriends handle this.
Slut?
Are you from the city of Dis? My friend has free passage there.
That
There you go.
is her turn. Radiant, it is your turn. As you see, looking down, you see Crot and Cabbage have advanced, and you saw a little bit of movement at the end of the room, although it's kind of out of the range of your vision. And now you can hear the sound and the shuffling and the dragging of feet as
Shara Baba, watch out. And I'm gonna rush past them. and I'm gonna shoot at the first dead one down there with my short bow.
7. Okay, cool.
Is that 7?
Yeah,
Okay.
35 feet away from it.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll use my feline agility to get there then.
Ooh.
Oh, and they're 35. Wait, my movement was.
Yeah. It's just that closest one's 35 feet away from you.
Oh,
That's all I was
okay. I
saying.
don't need the feline agility. Okay, short bow shot. 18.
18 will hit.
It's just a normal attack, right?
Yep.
So that is 7 damage. And then
Okay.
since you described a number of couches and everything, I would like to use my feline agility to move forward and attempt to hide behind.
Make a
couch.
stealth check.
Okay. I'll move 10 feet forward to try and hide.
You said 7 damage?
Yeah. Stealth check. I believe that's 21. Let me check. Yeah, 21.
Great. They seem to lose track of you.
It is dark in here.
Cabbage. This is you,
That's
Cabbage?
me.
The first thing you see is a tabaxi that looks very much like radiant dust, but his fur is completely black except for a large patch of white that looks like a blooming tulip that stretches down from his lower face onto his neck. And you notice this right as he sticks an ice pick into your rib cage.
Awesome.
He has a 25 to hit.
Yep. That'll do it. That will do it. It's only a flesh wound.
Those are the worst guys.
That's going to be 15 points of piercing damage as he leans in and whispers and goes, Tag, you're it.
I don't like this game.
And he's going to step back away and attempt to hide. Passive perceptions real quick.
Ooh, let me look this up. This one's a
14.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
13.
18.
You notice he slips back along the wall and disappears back behind one of the zombies and is crouching behind a set of armor along the wall. So you notice this guy. I'll go ahead and just to avoid metagaming, he's the only one who notices his figure.
I don't notice him that he just stabbed me.
He stabbed you around
He
the
stabbed you.
Okay.
He did what he does, which
Okay.
is he's hiding right there between the zombies and pressed against the wall. It is Bobble's turn.
I will step into the room and I will throw a firebolt at that.
At the zombie?
Mm-hmm.
Do so. Make an attack roll.
12 to hit.
That did not help you.
Hey, don't
Still
you
reserved.
blame
It's
Steel.
still reserved, did it?
12 will hit.
Oh, what the hell? Okay.
Hey, there you go.
12 damage.
And which one were you aiming at?
This one close.
That one right there, the one who's already been attacked? Okay. And how many points of damage?
12.
He's looking really rough. It's like his leg's blown off. One of his wrists is just down to this bony protuberance. He still keeps clawing forward, moving forward, the jaw hanging down, the tongue lolling out of the right side of the mouth. The teeth are rotted and cracked. All right. Anything else in your turn, Bobby?
That's it.
Okay. Deshara is going to run in. Well, it would actually be down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And she's going to take a double shot on that guy in front. Yeah, that's right.
Rain.
Okay. She double shots this guy. She lets go with both arrows and blows the body of this zombie back. It collapses into the ground, and it is going to use Undead Fortitude. And it does not succeed. So she blows away that zombie right there with 2 blasts from the auto glove. You see the bolt fires back, 2 arrows go sliding forward, and she immediately pulls out 2 more, jams them in, and begins reloading.
Are we in a hallway, or is this an entire open area?
Hallway. It's the downstairs mirror of the hallway that you came up.
Okay,
So
it's
if
not like
you-
the Amber Temple where there was an upper layer.
You're
There's not a
underneath.
mezzanine.
There's
It's
not a
a
mezzanine.
second.
Okay.
Right. You're on the underneath portion of the hallway that.
Okay.
So the way this building is designed is essentially 2 forked hallways on the right side, right and left side,
Right.
and 2 forked hallways on the right and left side on the bottom. Okay. We are back to the zombies.
What zombie
One,
should I
2, 3, 4. This one's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. And they are both going to take attacks at you. First one's an 8, the second one's a 17.
Only one hits, right?
Yeah. So you're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as the zombies begin to grab onto Cabbage and shake you around and rustle you around. You feel one of them grabs your elbow and bites into it and then tries to snap your joint.
I'm not dead.
Yeah.
I'm not fine.
You're fine.
I'm not fine.
So you're fine.
Krot, you're up.
Here. I'm going to cast. I'm going to say that you are not my friends.
Who are you targeting?
Because you don't know where the cat is.
I'm looking at the 2 zombies.
Okay.
I'm going to use Turn Undead.
Okay.
Now, where this comes in for DM metagaming, if that other guy is undead, he is affected as well.
Okay.
Now, we are level 6. I'm casting Turn Undead.
Mm-hmm.
If anything is not a challenge rating of 6 or more, it is completely destroyed.
Challenge rating of
6.
1/6.
Let me.
Is this a grave cleric thing or something like that?
Yeah. Let's see here. Path to Grave. I just fucking had it. Destroy undead. When an undead fails its saving throw against your okay, so saving throws against turn undead feature, it is instantly destroyed if it's CR. Okay, so they do need to make wisdom saving throws.
Right.
15. If they fail, they're destroyed.
Okay, go ahead and finish reading that. CR what?
CR is lower than the threshold of your level.
I don't remember it. Look up,
It is instantly destroyed if its CR is lower than the threshold of your level.
What's
So
CR?
Challenge rating.
right.
Okay.
Read your turn undead feature though. Because it's supposed to scale with turn undead. Destroy undead scales.
As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer censuring the undead. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw DC 15. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. A turned creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can use only the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action.
There's a different scale for destroy undead. I'll look it up later. But it doesn't really matter right now, so go ahead and they're going to make a wisdom saving. Because they're only 1/4, CR 1/4. So the first one is going to roll. What's our wisdom? -2. That's a -1, and the other one's a 12. So those two would both be destroyed.
5th level is half or lower. 8th level is 1 or lower.
Half or lower?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded about right to me. I
Starting
knew.
at 5th level, when undead fails its saving throw against your turn undead feature, the creature is instantly destroyed. If its challenge rating is at or below a certain threshold as shown in the destroy undead table.
No.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so you took out the 2 zombies.
Mhm.
No effect on the guy who you don't know is there.
Okay.
You would know that,
And I
but
have used my channel divinity.
yes.
Can I? Did I cast light on my shield?
No.
You
No,
did
you
not.
said you did not.
Okay. Do
You
I
said
see
you were
him?
being stealthy.
He's 10.5
Hiding.
feet away. Do I see him?
Nope.
Okay, that was my
He's
action.
hiding, he's hiding.
Okay.
You can make a bonus action perception check if you want to try.
I will. I moved 1, 2. I will just pursue down the hall, chasing the lady, and then
Keep going.
do
Keep
I
going.
see him in the shadows there?
Nope.
As I pass 5 feet away from him?
No.
It's perception now.
Okay. So
It's
I
like me
I
in
did
real life.
5, 10, 15, 20. This is as far as I'm willing to move.
That's as far as you're willing to move?
Away from the group, yeah.
Okay. No problem. Cabbage, you're up.
Ay, ay, ay. Gonna use cure wounds.
Cure wounds? Okay.
18.
Thanks. Oh, not for me.
Do you need it? You know.
It's okay.
fine.
That
I
would,
had 1. I have 1 HP.
that's fine, man. I'm just fucking with you, man.
So selfish.
How dare you?
Healer that only heals himself.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Turn into a bear.
I'm going to run back behind Deshara.
Why are you leaking? Who stabbed you?
I don't know.
It just stabbed me,
And
whispered at
now
me,
I
and ran
don't want to
away.
be this far forward. Suddenly, my length of the group, I'm scared.
Capture her. She ran off. Thought we destroyed the boyfriends.
You're done?
Yes.
Okay.
So I guess those zombies weren't her boyfriends.
Yeah. She didn't seem to care. Exploded.
Steps forward to the edge here and points her finger at you, and I need a wisdom saving throw. As she points her finger, these runes dissipate. You see this twisted metal like crown of thorns descend upon your head. You clarify your mind,
Yeah,
and
I fucking do. 23.
dissipates. She looks at you and kind of grins and pulls.
Yo, everybody's hooking up in this dungeon.
I can be your new boyfriend.
She pulls a scimitar from her side and runs her hand along it and begins to cloak kind of a low thrumming purple energy. And she turns and looks at it.
It's her dildo.
Come back here.
It's a violent fucking.
She gets down.
I mean, half her face.
You
is
see, as her
still
face turns away, there's just this element of like an ending to the portion of her that remains a tiefling versus the portion of her that's a skeleton on the right side. And she turns around the corner. It is Radiant's turn.
So I saw the cat try to hide.
Yes, you did. You are aware of his presence.
Is he aware of mine?
He is aware of yours. You haven't hit him
I did on my last turn. I
yet. Yeah,
had
you
21
did.
self.
He does not appear to be aware of your presence.
Okay.
Yeah, you rolled a 22.
I'm going to attempt to shoot him with the short bow.
Okay, counter sniper attack.
Yeah. Since he doesn't know where I'm at. Thank God. 14.
That will not hit.
Raise.
As cling, you reveal yourself, and the arrow clangs off the suit of armor he's hiding behind. You see, he looks up and notices it, and looks over and looks at you. The slit of an eye, this milk white face on an otherwise black body turns and stares at you.
Does he look like anyone I know? Misty Isle clan, at least?
No.
Okay. Then I will move and attempt to hide over there.
Like a hide check.
23.
Yeah, he loses track of you for a second.
All these chairs and couches are so fucking
Okay.
It's not his turn anyway. I'm in.
Now it's the Tabaxi's turn, and
Is this beginning of his turn?
This is the beginning of his turn.
I need him to make a wisdom saving throw.
For
The spirit guardian is flitting around me
okay.
with a
Roll.
50-foot radius. Wisdom saving throw.
30,000.
Let's give him 11.
He will.
Go ahead and roll 10.
Clearly didn't get close to 30,000.
Why don't I have a fuck ton of D8s?
You need some?
Uh,
There's 1, 2.
that is 20 points of damage.
Those are the only 2. Nope, there's 30.
20 points of damage?
20 points of damage.
Yeah.
Excellent.
My little zombies swarm on him. You fucking killed us!
Okay.
You sound hungry.
So okay, that was okay. He is, however, going to jump out and stab you in the neck.
Woo!
Oh, I don't feel like that's gonna hit. Doesn't matter.
That's good.
Any-
Was it 23 to hit?
Yeah.
That does it.
Anything less than 10.
That's going to be 10 points of piercing damage on the first one. And the second one.
He rolled a 23 to hit on both of them.
He rolled a 23 on the first one. He has advantage because he's attacking you from behind.
Yeah.
And the second one is going to be a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And he's going to spend a key point and force you to make a stunning strike. And force you to make a wisdom save.
14.
Pretty good, Ron.
It's a con save, sorry.
Bitch. I get to roll again, right?
No.
Well, you changed it. I get to change it too. That was a wisdom saving throw. I need to roll a con saving throw. It's a different die.
No, same die.
9.
9.
Nice.
Wait, Constitution?
Yes.
10.
10. You are paralyzed.
I'm still a spirit guardians. Save me, baby Jesus.
And he is going to use his bonus action and teleport. And
How much bullshit does he have? Wait, don't you have to use a bonus action for stunning strike?
No.
Nope.
You just gotta spend a key.
that's why we did it that way.
Although paralyzed is not right. It should be restrained, right?
Yep.
Because that's what we discovered in the
It's restrained.
maze. Is that they're not.
It is. No, it's stunned, not.
Stunned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stunned, which is not the same as paralyzed.
Because I would have been critting the fuck up on my monk.
Yeah.
Stunned for a round, sure. Stunned. You're incapacitated.
Okay.
Can't move, can't speak, only falteringly.
Yeah.
A creature automatically fails strength and
Sounds like
dexterity
normal.
saving throws, and attack rolls against you have advantage.
Okay.
Yes. And that is Bobble's turn.
Okay, so we're still in combat.
Yep.
Alright. I'm going to run forward as far as I can.
Just cast
Which is right there.
nuclear strike.
Yeah. Now I'm just going to throw a fireball in the general area where I saw him.
Okay.
Well, you need to put that point down because there's a lot of us in there who need to make saving
That's when I
throws.
last saw him.
Do you have careful?
Not Fireball, Firebolt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the one you're picking?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of good hit.
Not.
10? No.
What were you
That's
trying
it for me.
That's it for you? Okay. Deshara
He doesn't
is...
know if the guy teleported away, man. He's playing the game correctly. This is where I saw him. This is where I'm gonna fire a firebolt.
Deshara is going to use her bonus action to make a perception check, and it ain't gonna make a difference. So she is going to move over here, and she's going to interpose. She's going to kind of grab you, and she's going to move over here, and she's going to press you between her and her and Cabbage.
Sound like every male writer ever.
What?
I said her bosom.
Yeah, her bosom. No, she's very utilitarian about it. She's kind of almost like, get between me and him, you little bitch. We're gonna, like, I got this.
Yeah, you're definitely the bottom in this bridge.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm the meat in this sandwich.
And she is going to ready an attack. She's gonna hold an attack. And she's gonna wait on you guys. Crot, you are up.
Do we get any sort of?
I don't know what to do.
It's just for one turn, right? Until the end of his turn. Yeah.
Oh no, you're paralyzed. Yeah, you're stunned.
Not paralyzed.
Not paralyzed, but you are stunned.
I can't take actions or reactions.
Yeah, until the end of his turn.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
I can't take dodge because that's an action, right?
You are incapacitated. Let's see if you can do-
Dodge is an action, right? You save your action.
Can't take actions or reactions, right?
And you can't move. You don't really get to do much.
I will.
You could yell or communicate something very hastily. Yeah. Let out a cry of distress. Anything else?
How much health you have?
Oh, yeah.
I will do nothing.
Okay.
I mean, roll.
It is Cabbage. You are up.
Illumination.
Should I do a check to see if he's still in the area?
Yeah, bonus action perception check.
16?
16. You don't see him around.
Awesome. I'm going to wait.
Okay. May I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Okay. You should hold an action until something happens or appears,
Provokes your attack.
or provokes your action. Now, if you want to make that a spell,
Attaction is what I said.
it just takes concentration on it. But, and this is from the book. The book does this to you. There are going to be fights in here where the enemies are going to kind of port in and out, and the only way you're going to be able to beat them is if you ready an action and you have a plan that anticipates what they're going to do. Otherwise, they're going to eat your lunch. I'm
So
just gonna tell you that.
you can ready the action, and if they don't trigger it, or you say they're gonna trigger it, if it's a spell, you lose the spell slot.
Okay.
But if you ready it and they do appear, then you have a chance to attack whenever they show up, or whatever you choose is the.
But here's
when
the-
they get close to this guy. I
Do you
attack.
have Shillelagh as a cantrip?
No.
No? Okay. You can ready a cantrip, and then if nothing goes wrong, and I will let you, if you say, hey, I'm gonna ready Thorn Whip, and if anything gets it within 10 feet of me, I'm gonna hit it with Thorn Whip.
Okay, I want to do that.
Okay. That would be an example. And I'm just telling you that because this book is kind of big on that. There's several fights in here where it's basically,
Is that one of the
Reaction.
actions put?
yeah. You have to, what they're trying to do is to get
that's
you as
Iron
players to use the full action economy that you have.
Okay.
Not just to be like, I hit it with my axe, who can hit who with an axe more wins. It's a little bit more tactical than that.
Cool.
So, but yeah, so you go ahead and you pull energy into your hands and you see this ball of thorns and briars appear, and you wait for something to appear within 10 feet of you so you can lash out.
Don't forget your tackle in there.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Is the range diminished because I'm holding it?
No, sir.
Okay.
You still get full.
So it's 30 feet, right?
Okay, is it 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if something comes within 30 feet, I wanna launch that spell.
Awesome.
Got it?
Okay.
Cool.
Now I'm done.
Now you're done. So you've readied an action. Okay, you're good.
I would like for you to be in my face.
And she's going to look at you and walk up slowly, having appreciated her friend stunning you. She's pulls out this scimitar.
Guess who's going down? Advantage on the attack. Armor class is nothing in this game.
No?
Armor class in Storm King's Thunder, armor class doesn't fucking matter because everything he's ever fucking rolled has been like 8 or 27.
That's gonna be a 20 to hit. She's just hitting you with a little scimitar. Just a little scimitar.
Fuck off. The motherfucking barbarians you ran up on us in the first session when we were level 3 were rolling nothing but 23 plus.
Just for that, she's casting Divine Smite with it.
Do it, bitch. Waste that fucking spell.
when you go unconscious.
Waste your fucking spell. Cast it at level 3. Kalimdor
going
can
to
suck my
be-
dick.
Yeah. That's gonna be 14 points of slashing damage and another 11 points of necrotic.
That's it? That's all you got?
That's attack 1.
That's on what?
That's her first attack.
Okay. Is she attacking my unconscious body?
Oh, you fell unconscious?
Did she have to make a wisdom saving throw for moving into his spectral?
Oh, that's right, she does. Wisdom saving throw. She does have an aura, so let's go with that. That's gonna be an 18.
That'll say
Okay.
she will take 5 points of holy damage. Radiant. Green radiant.
Green radiance.
Okay. As this sickening energy crackles and the zombies latch onto her body, she smites you and strikes you down. And
You have been smitten.
she didn't even. I guess she went ahead and expanded the. She went ahead and burned the thundering smite that was on her, that she had saved. But it doesn't matter. You were unconscious either way.
Am I on fire?
You spent half this
No,
dungeon
thundering.
asleep.
And she's just going to point at you, Radiant, and this
Ooh, she saw
bony
me.
hand extends out.
She got
and
good perception.
She does.
Is she casting a spell?
She is not. She just points at you. And she, since she used attack, she can't really use 2 actions unless her movement's burned out. Just make sure I'm not missing it.
She's not very nice.
She can see fucking everything.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Fairly well hidden.
True sight.
Yeah. Okay, that's her turn. Radiant, you're up.
Run, motherfucker, run!
Since I know she's seen me, I'm going to attempt to move and hide real quick.
Okay.
Use Krot's body.
I'm gonna try to hide. I don't know where the couches are, but you described the room as being full
Think
of
of
couches and
along
stuff.
along both
Yeah.
of the walls. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to hide there. 22.
22? Yeah, she seems to lose track of you for a second.
Okay. Then I will attempt to take a shot at her with my. How close am I? With Rosebriar.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to chuck it at her. It's a 20-60, so within 20 it should be still advantage, because she doesn't know where I'm at. Hooray! 24.
Hits.
Awesome. That is that.
24 absolutely hits.
These guys. 15 damage.
Okay.
Guessing she knows exactly where I'm at with Rosebriar.
As
my
you're
fucking
do-
hand.
As you're doing that, she is going to go ahead and cast Hellish Rebuke.
Okay. Do I roll a save or does she roll an
Hang
attack?
on, I'm double checking. Dexterity saving throw.
Do it.
Natural 20 for 27.
It hurts her.
That is gonna be a save.
Her whips around. She thinks it's stupid that she dies.
I mean, you're still gonna take that damage.
Yeah.
So she. You really thinking it was getting out of this?
Sticks and stones, bitch.
You want me to hit you with the knife?
You only take 4 points of fire damage. Those 9 halved 4 points of fire damage.
Good job, buddy.
As she extends her hand, flame licks around you, and you jump back, and the wall of flame passes in front of you, just singeing a little bit of your fur.
Whiskers. And Rosebriar.
Yep, right back into the hand. You catch it, and you feel this thrum of energy on it. Anything else on your turn?
No, that was everything. I think movement, bonus, and action.
Okay. The Tabaxi lunges forward, coming from right here,
Okay.
and jumps forward, and he's going to take a stab at Deshara.
Fuck that Tabaxi.
And the first one is going.
David is stupid ass.
Make him shit on her shit. The shit that is made up of our shit.
They're fucking cloud shoes.
As he jumps forward, he stabs Deshara for 7 points of piercing damage. And then he is going to make his second attack. And that's going to be a natural 20.
Well, if I was alive, she'd be fine.
Not that bad. 9 points of piercing damage.
Your girlfriend's okay still.
She's up. She's tough, man. She's a tough broad.
Okay.
So she's looking really rough. You can see blood is trickling down the left side of her face. Her nose
So
is
she's the
bleeding.
one in control of this.
Yeah. She tightens her glove down onto her, and she's taking the 2 blows. And he's going to bonus action and teleport out of there.
Oh, what a bitch.
Oh, man.
Oh, you get your attack with Thorn Whip.
Yeah.
So Thorn Whip goes off. Go ahead and make your spell attack roll.
Didn't she ready in action too?
She did.
Hey, roll D20 first.
Really?
Hey!
Thank you
for reminding me of that.
It's an attack.
Oh, yeah. Fuck me.
Hard 8.
Hard 8 total. Okay. As you lash out with it, the Thorn Whip goes over his head. He reminded me Deshara had readied an action, and she's going to fire off an attack into his gut. And she rolled a nat 20. So, and then she rolled a 10 on the damage die.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be. Make sure I get the right numbers, because those actually matters now. $15 points of damage. 15 points of damage on him. And he is looking pretty rough. He's been caught unprepared a couple of times. And so he's going to stealth out of there. And he disappears, his body melting into the shadow. And as he melts into the shadow, you can tell that he's reappeared back here. You can still see him. The rest of you cannot. We are on to Bobble.
Alright, so let's see here. Humanoid. I am going to attempt to hold her.
Okay.
Old person. She has to beat 15 wisdom.
And this is frightened or charmed?
Whole person is paralyzed.
Paralyzed. Okay, excellent. That's a wisdom saving throw? That's a 5. Oh, I got this wrong. I got the wrong one.
That one actually paralyzes someone though, unlike stunning strike. That one's fucking dirty. Dirty.
I say 5, so it's 11. Still doesn't save. Awesome. So she is paralyzed. Yes.
Okay. I will actually go ahead. No, I'll stay where I am.
Anything else?
That's it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bonus action, finger of death.
It is.
Bonus action, finger up
Deshar's
cross
turn.
butt to wake him up.
Deshara looks at you and goes, "Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
We good? Can I go do this?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, please.
I got it.
Alright.
She is going to line up here and fire 2 arrows at the paralyzed one. So she has advantage on both of those, and they are both crits if she hits, correct?
Paralyzed, I think so.
Creature
advantage for
advantage, critical hit if the attack is within 5 feet of the creature. Can she get
5 feet.
6? She can't get within 5 feet, so she can't melee crit. She can't auto crit, but she's got advantage. Miss as it clangs off of her armor, and the second one is a hit. It's going to be a 25 to hit. And that's going to be 10 points of piercing damage on the skeletal tiefling. As you see, Deshara runs up. She loads the first bolt from the auto glove goes wide. It just clanks off one of the shoulder pauldrons. She lines it back up again. And she fires a shot that catches this tiefling like right between the junction of the neck and the collarbone, and this thick black blood begins leaking out. Yeah, that's her turn. Yeah, okay. That's the whole of the matter. We're back to the top. Crot, it is your turn.
Natural 20.
You spring up with 1 HP.
Alright.
Right in their fucking face at the beginning of the turn.
Fuck you.
Hello, bitch. Damn it. Damn it, I've used all my level 3 spell slots.
I have 1. It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be huge.
Can I interject just sidebar? My favorite thing about NADPOD is that Emily Axford never uses her wild shape for combat.
My favorite thing about Emily Axford?
Yeah,
Emily Axford.
that's fair.
Yeah.
But her D&D game is strong as fuck.
Spell attacks get crits.
Funny.
Their
Inflict
attack rolls.
wounds. It's an
Inflict
attack.
wounds?
It's an attack.
And
Yeah.
he's within 5 feet.
Yeah.
My lovely.
You always have to be creepy, bro.
You know nothing of death. I will
She wants to know something.
inflict her wounds. That's an advantage. Does a 26 hit?
26 does.
Bitch. God.
He bitches about these big numbers, and he turns around and says, "Oh, everyone always picks on me. They're rolling 20."
Did you read that thing? Did you watch that video I sent
No.
about crits?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, about how to make crits better?
Yeah.
Where, you roll and then you have like the maximum damage die or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started thinking about that. I was like, that could get really...
Dick
crunchy
play tested it.
real fast.
That wasn't a roll, damn it.
It wasn't intentional. Saying. I've played in the past.
It's not any better.
7, 8,
Nope.
9.
So that's
Doubled.
18.
18.
It's not bad.
As all of a sudden you see the few fragments and remains of Tiefling's skin on her flesh begin to disappear, and gradually more of the skeletal jawbone is exposed. The skin around her eye begins to tighten. Her eye begins to pop further out of the socket, and blood vessels begin to rupture in it. Soon blood is pouring down the right side of her face as her skin retracts and becomes decrepit and slough-sawed.
Anyone up for dinner?
The hair
I'm hungry.
that remains on the portion of her head is beginning to fall out in clumps.
What do I want? Brains and eggs. That's what
Feel
sounds
like
good right now.
critical strike.
We'll have
But,
to leave.
alright.
Them's the way she goes. What else on your turn, Carl?
That's it.
Cabbage.
I'm gonna move up next to Ishara. And I'm going to use the Thorn Whip on what's her face?
Yeah.
Big bitch.
I call her Necrina, but I have no
She's
idea.
paralyzed, so you get advantage.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, you get advantage no matter what.
Okay. So that is 24.
Is that it?
24 with her.
Be 4 damage.
4 points of damage.
Yeah.
Shut up, it's something.
What else would you like to do?
Uh,
Your druid is not really going to be your damage dealer.
Right.
Your druid's job is to keep the rest of you alive.
I don't.
Well, he runs away. It's okay. He's real. He's real. I'm leaving.
Sit back there, the cowards.
Alright, what else you got, Cabbage?
Bonus action. Bonus action, healing word on Krot.
Okay.
Shield.
4. You get 4.
Oh. Alright.
Better than one?
Yeah.
He's over here getting 18 hit point heals.
Hey man.
Here's the 4. Try not to.
Here's the 12. Don't spit it all in one
Yeah,
place.
this is like.
I'll spill it
I'm
on.
starting to feel like he's just wasting them on you anyway.
Don't spit it all in one turn.
I'm just gonna go down.
Sure, you should wait until you're down so you can pick you back up.
Yeah. We're getting hit.
How did I
Okay.
end up the tank?
It is her turn. She has to make a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yes, 15.
Where's Gabby?
Mind you, she can't do it.
It's going to be a 16.
That'll do it.
Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, hold person breaking it ends her turn?
Yes.
Go ahead. Yes.
Think so.
At the end of her turn?
At the end of each turn, yeah, the target can make another wisdom
Okay.
save. Okay.
So that is all she can do on her turn. Okay.
Okay.
It is Radiant Dust turn.
10, 15, 20, 25. And stabby
Backstab.
with advantage.
Does the 45 hit?
15. No, not even 15. 13.
No.
Okay.
As you slide up, you slash across her, and you realize that there's this breastplate that wraps around her back, and it fully encases her like a can.
I will bonus action disengage
Mm-hmm.
and move 5 more feet to here, so that I'm hopefully outside of her normal reach.
Okay. It is his turn. He is going to bonus action.
I have him written down as Bad Kitty.
Bad kitty.
Rock pussy.
How many attacks of opportunity does he take?
None, because he teleports through shadow.
Ah, Jesus, he teleported.
Yeah, he's a.
And he is going to make 2 attacks on you with advantage. Cabbage, that is going to be a 27 to hit.
Yeah.
Told
That's
you
going to be
AC
6
doesn't
points of
matter.
piercing damage.
How many?
6 points of piercing damage.
It's acceptable.
Yes.
And the next one's also a 27. And that's also 6 points of piercing damage, and he's going to burn a key point. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, bitch! Yes!
Huh?
That 20.
Nat 20, you are not stunned. But he is going to take his chances, and he is going to jump back. Do you want to take an attack of opportunity?
That's alright.
Yes.
Okay. Take a melee attack swing at it.
Oh wait, melee attack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna do anything.
Just
Do it,
roll
just
it, man.
do it.
Just try.
I think his unarmed strike, his strike does like 0 damage no matter
Yeah.
what.
Do
it
you
does.
not have anything to hit with?
I think I have a quarterstaff,
Then hit with it.
but
Dude, just
What is my
might as
favorite
well.
staff?
1 point of damage.
It's my favorite. I don't want to taint it with it.
No, go to.
Actions.
Do you have anything else you can use reactions? It's a chair.
Attack. It's +2, it's a 1d6 +1. It's not terrible. No,
Yeah.
-1. But
it's minus
Minus
one. My
one?
strength is -1.
That's a thing?
yeah, so
Yeah.
you take it anyway. You still get a +2 to hit. Alright? Hit him.
I have claws that are like a natural attack for me, but they're
I just
minus
need to
one
roll
'cause I
this,
have no
yeah?
strength.
Yes. Quarterstaff +2. So that's an
No.
11 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Just a try.
5, 6.
Hey, I see you.
As Bobble, all of a sudden standing behind you is this dark colored tabaxi with this white flower pattern over his mouth. And he pulls out a dagger and just and leans down, almost bowing very deeply and tracking the blade down the back of your spine. Well, the back of your spine. What other part of your spine is there?
The front,
The
but it's
spine
real
of your
hard
back.
to get to.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be there soon enough.
Not the front of my spine.
He's going to try to get there soon enough.
Okay.
And that is all he can do on his turn. Bobble, it is your
That
choice.
is right, that's all he can do. Okay. Well, he just earned himself a burning hands to the grill. Yeah.
What? Listen. Oh my god. Keep
No.
in mind.
No.
God damn it, you're an idiot. Is it an attack roll? It's a saving throw.
Yeah, he has to beat a 15.
With dexterity.
Yeah,
A monk.
he has to do it.
Just let him be.
Does the 31 save?
Does 26 save?
It saves.
Okay.
So he only takes 6 points of damage.
His evasion, he takes no
Oh,
damage.
he takes no damage. Okay. Well, bonus action, Misty Step.
There you go. Now you're thinking.
Now we're cooking with fire.
You guys, there's an apple back there. Okay. And we're done.
What level monk do you get that shit at?
6 or 7.
7.
7 before I hit it as a rogue.
Yeah.
What happened?
I tried to burning hands this dude that ran up on me. Didn't work.
No.
So I left.
It's 7.
That's cool.
Yep. Okay. That's Bobble's turn. Deshara is going to turn around. She's going to be like, you want me to shoot the cat? Or you want me to shoot the...
Yeah, the cat made various threats. I believed.
Turn it around. That's what I would
And
do.
his dick don't get hard if I'm dead.
She walks forward and she's smacking her fist together, pulls it back and lets out and goes, she's going to try to shoot him twice.
Yes.
Clicks.
If you use a spell slot as a bonus action, can you use a cantrip as an action?
Yes.
I'm not the right guy to ask, but our DM said yes.
If it's a leveled spell as a bonus action, so Misty Step, I know, I'm letting him slide.
Spiritual weapon.
Hold on. Tell me, what?
Technically, you shouldn't have been able to do Misty Step and Burning Hands on the same
You
turn.
can't use 2 spell slots
I know.
on the same turn.
I know.
It's supposed to be like a cantrip and a spell slot.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't really matter. We could just say that the Burning Hands was a firebolt instead. Just try to remember that in the future.
Yes, okay.
I'm trying to keep things going right
can't
now.
use
It's
2
already
spell slots.
9:46.
That's and
2 attacks. One of them hits, and she puts 6 piercing damage on him. Actually, that's a projectile, so he's gonna use his reaction to catch it. And he snags the arrow out of the air and lets it fall to the ground. She's pissed. You can see Deshara is loading back in. She's going, I am going to beat this guy so hard, and then I'm going to make him watch while that guy eats me out. And she cracks her knuckle and starts walking.
Very confused.
I'm totally into it.
She turns around and she's like, you'll get it in a second, just stay pretty. I gotta deal with this asshole.
I'll do my best.
Just stay pretty.
Okay. So he catches the arrow, just drops it to the ground. That's his go.
Now, what color is Horny?
Orange.
And what color is whatever you are in the heat of battle?
Red?
Okay.
Sure. Crunch.
Dress mix?
Yeah.
I'm guessing focused would be the heat of battle.
I touch you. I poke her in the boob.
It's hard. It's a metal can, essentially.
Does a 9 hit?
A 9 does not hit.
Okay. I'm good.
You good? You sure you're good?
Move down the way of advantage like an asshole.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Cabbage, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna turn into Black Bear.
All right.
Right on.
And
Hey, Pookie! I know it.
Which bear is best?
This is
Two
it.
schools of thought.
Are you hurt?
You don't know. I look pretty fucking rough.
Okay.
I look fucking dire.
I'm going to use
So
the Bomb of the
just,
Summer Court as a bonus action.
that's a bonus action, so you can't turn into a black bear because that's a bonus action. And-
No, it's an action.
Oh, it's an action. Okay.
Yeah, because he's not the one
And
that.
then Balm of the Southern Court, Summer Court.
On him.
Okay.
What is that?
We're gonna say you do that first, then you turn into a black bear.
That makes sense.
It'd be way more impressive though. The bear was sitting there
The
rolling
black
all along.
What is Balm of the Summer
So
Court?
we get 4
That's what he
plus
gets
1.
for his circle.
So 5.
You only used
No.
2 last time?
Yeah.
I ate that whole bowl of candy. I'm terrible.
You give me another
It was candy somewhere?
paltry 5 points.
I was hiding it from you. It's all my fault.
It's okay.
Cool.
Probably
Listen,
didn't need. I
you
drank a
get
lot of
insults.
beer today.
Wow.
Have you learned something?
I know, you're starting to
Do
slow down
not
a little bit.
resuscitate
So, old friends, man. I almost always get away with murder. when
Alright,
it's-
So
so-
he goes unconscious on the cast whole person.
I'm done.
You cast whole
You're done.
person on my corpse.
It is
I'm
her turn, and
there.
she's going to cast Lay on Hands on herself.
In front of us?
Psychological warfare.
My pain is so.
Great.
It's fun
Yeah.
to take a turn.
She restores 45 HP.
That's all it takes. I'll do that too.
And she's going to move right here.
In front of everyone.
And the action.
What fucked up paladin is this?
Oathbreaker.
Half dead ass bitch. Can't be a paladin.
Oathbreaker, he says. Calmly.
Okay, that's what she's
The
going
way
to do on
the
her
shadow
turn.
moon.
It is Radiant Dust's turn.
5 on 1. 5 on 1. 5 on 1. 5 on 1.
I don't think I can do that yet. Okay. I'm going to attempt to stabby stab.
Yeah.
She knows directly where I'm at, I'm guessing. This will just be a normal roll. 13 didn't hit last time, maybe it does this time.
13 does not hit.
Oh, it didn't change.
Keep trying.
Did not change between now and then.
And I will disengage.
For DMs. Because
Yes.
they're rolling the Black Bear as a bad guy.
Run.
And they don't want to roll it.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Right up here in between these two.
Okay.
So you move into-
So that was action, bonus action. Yeah, we're good for now. That's it.
Okay.
I just realized what I could have done and I didn't do it. So good.
Okay. This guy is going to go
To hell.
right here. No, he's gonna have on do this the old-fashioned way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he doesn't like that at all. He doesn't like that at all. He's gonna go ahead and square off with her. He's just gonna take his medicine. See what he can do.
He's gonna die.
That's attack 1 and attack 2. First attack is gonna hit, and she's going to have to make a Constitution saving throw. She does. Okay, so here's what you guys see happen. Fleur de Mal runs up, and he starts with a low kick, and she steps back away from it. When she steps back, he catches her with a claw across the left side of the face, and all of a sudden there's like a and he attempts to adjust the meridians in her face, and she's able to squinch and resist it, and is not stunned by the stunning strike. She still is going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, does Deshara, and Deshara is looking really, really rough.
Me too.
This isn't rough,
You're not gonna get it.
You'll never get, you'll never get, and then he gets.
And he is going to bamf out.
Bitch. What? Bitch ass motherfucker, that's what that stands for.
Hate that dude.
Bam.
It's not how I originally learned it.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
It's not what I learned. You can say it again. It doesn't mean that's what I learned.
That's what's true.
Okay.
I thought it was a ski resort. Or in Canada.
That's bamf.
I know the difference, man.
Okay. Bobblehead, yep, thy turn.
All right. It worked before. It'll work again. We're gonna hold her. She has to be a wisdom. She has to be 15.
Negative.
Right. She is held. I rejoice, but I concentrate on holding her while I rejoice. I'm done.
Okay.
Yes.
It is Deshara's turn. And Deshara is effing furious. She's gonna come up like this. I'm done with this cunt. That's gonna do it. And that's. Unfortunately, Deshara's rolling good to hit, but not too great on damage this evening.
She's
We're
hurt.
gonna do 14 points.
She's got blood in her eyes.
Still, she takes 14 points of damage
She
off
always gets her second save
this
before my
skeletal
turn.
tiefling
It's
Oathbreaker.
annoying.
And we are back to Croc's
Okay,
turn.
it's not your fault. It just sucks.
Growth.
Nice.
Does a 17 hit?
17
Yeah.
hit? No.
How did I roll 2 fucking 10s?
I don't know, it was intense.
It was really exciting, man.
I liked it.
I can't believe 17 doesn't hit.
11 would have been better.
Against a paladin in full plate, 17 doesn't hit.
Remove her.
Spell attack. Fine, my turn is over again.
Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Fuck no. I want to pout.
Step on
Cabbage,
things.
you're up, brother. Black Bear.
All right,
Yes.
here it comes.
Black Bear!
It was
Here
about
comes.
to, it was about to get super dramatic.
Grr.
Seriously, I needed
Grr.
that to hit. I had some serious shit to do.
I'm going to attack with bite. Wait, I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, you get advantage because she's paralyzed.
Oh, yeah. Bitch.
No.
No, you gotta.
No. Did you just get 2 9s?
I think so.
I got 2 10s and you got 2 9s. Fuck.
That is so weird.
Yeah. Plus 2 yet.
It'll tell you.
No,
Plus 4.
13
Doesn't hit.
Okay.
17 doesn't, but 13 does.
You
Fine
see this
strike
black
armor.
bear goes up and begins trying to chew on her shoulders, but the armor is too thick. She's frozen and she's paralyzed, but you just can't.
Swat that bitch.
So now I'm gonna try and hit you with my claws.
Okay, do it.
Okay. 18.
Just hits.
2d4 plus 2. 8.
Should be a crit.
Yeah, that auto crit.
So it's this doubled plus that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Doubled.
6, 12, plus what?
So 14. Alright.
14 points damage
Why is that an auto crit? Because she's paralyzed?
because she's
Yes.
paralyzed.
Sweet.
And you're within 5 feet.
Well, that's my range of attack anyways.
No, I get it, but like, if for whatever reason you were doing a ranged attack, it wouldn't be. Because he may hold people throughout this entire campaign. If he's smart.
Okay.
If he's smart.
He's not, so.
Similar to you.
I have other spells to try, so.
Just wait till it come back with Monk, and I get 7 attacks a turn.
Monk?
Whole person.
So I'm done.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay. It is her turn. She's going to try to break the hold. And she does. That's a 27.
Every time before my turn. Right before my turn.
Your turn.
Yeah, I know.
I concentrated so hard.
Not hard enough.
You were thinking about showing us
15, 20, 25.
We got our new follower. I don't think they're still watching, but we got a new follower.
Right on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I don't think they're still watching.
Sabine, Nimon.
Phoebe Ribbon.
Okay.
Ribbon.
Attack with Rosebriar. And 17 does not hit.
Does not hit.
Hooray! I can't hit anybody to save my life.
I will find him!
I will bonus action attempt to hit her with the dagger again.
Okay.
Try to make another stabby. 20 this time.
That'll hit.
For 8, and I don't get an extra bonus because it was an offhand. Oh, so it would have been 19 to hit because it was my offhand dagger.
Okay, that still hits. So
Yeah.
4 points damage.
8 because it's an auto crit. Oh no, she's not
She's not
paralyzed
paralyzed
anymore.
anymore.
So yeah, 4.
Gotcha. Alright, as you stab in, you find a joint in the armor and you manage to just draw blood as you rake the dagger across her hip bone.
Now you're just pissing her off.
Yeah. It was
She
making
seems
them
bony.
out.
I'm sure she's fine with it. Can't be any different than that side of her face.
Okay. The monk is. Yeah, he's just gonna be out of He's gonna run up behind you here.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure.
That's a natural 20 to hit.
I will.
Negate the 20.
Okay, you do that. So it is not a crit.
Correct.
That's the way that works. Okay. He does not crit. He still rolls a 28 to hit you.
Yes.
Okay. That is going to be 10 points of piercing damage on the first one. Second attack's coming.
Okay.
That is going to be 25 to hit.
It does.
It's going to be 8 points of piercing damage.
I'd like to have it.
Okay.
Uncanny
so.
dodge.
Uncanny dodge.
So it's 4.
Yep.
Okay.
And he's going to use his bonus action and launch 2 unarmed strikes at you. First unarmed strike is going to be a 21 to hit.
It does.
That's going to be 10 points of slashing damage.
I am down. Unarmed strike is slashing damage? Oh, because he's a kitty. Yeah. That's my Popeye.
And I'm sorry to do this to you, but he's got one more left.
Yeah.
Um,
Do what you can do.
Natural 20 if you're dead.
actually, that's only an 18 to hit. Does that hit?
Yeah.
So that's 2 death saving throws for you.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't apologize when you did it to me, dick.
You sure he didn't? You
I
weren't just
swear to
seeing
God.
red?
I swear to God.
We can go back and watch.
For the
We're
love
gonna
of
do
God,
it for the tale of the tape.
look, please, if you die, please, for the love of God, let me play with Tom.
Alright.
I don't know. I don't think I want to be a barbarian right now. I kind of want to be a monk.
And with you down, he is going to
I'm
take
gonna go rogue then.
1 step back. And over. Right there.
Opportunity attack.
Pretty sure the cleric has the ability to decide whether or not I live or die.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay.
Cleric.
Bobble, you're up.
I'm dead too.
Alright, I will.
I
Huh?
don't have healing spells.
No.
Except for the one where I kill
Misty
myself.
step here.
Heal you.
And stabilize the cat.
Okay, go ahead and make a medicine check.
Here we go. This is not great for you, buddy, but I got it. You can do either a 2 or a 4. I'll go with the 2. 3 because of my medicine.
You've seen that movie Smoking Aces?
Yes.
You know the part where the guy's laying on the ground and he starts making his lips move and he's talking?
That's what
I'm
you're trying to
sorry,
say.
man. No, it's okay. It's alright. I don't hate you. Oh, I really appreciate that, man. We watched that like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a random ass movie to just
Well,
randomly-
she'd never seen it, and it popped up on my recommended on Prime, and I'm
Yeah.
like, babe, we gotta watch this.
Yeah. That's one of those movies that's fantastic, but like critics hated it.
Like the
And I
Patreon
like-
Outlaws.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible.
I was like,
movie.
this is a wonderful movie. Critics don't know what they're talking about.
That was
It's
great.
fucking
That
Wonder
happens
Woman's
a lot.
boyfriend, Captain Kirk.
All right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Oh, okay. You know,
Bob,
you had to do
anything
what
else?
you had to do.
That's your bonus action, your action. You do
Yeah.
have some movement if you want.
No,
I resigned
actually,
to my fate.
no, I'm gonna, I did what I could, buddy.
Fireball all of us.
Just moving my fucking lips. That's.
I came over, I did some other stuff, and the other lip movie didn't work. I'll make note of that. I won't do it again.
Here, I have a bottle.
Deshara's gonna go ahead and take 2 shots. First one's a hit. Second one is a hit. Okay, that was a 14 number. Oh shit. Evidently she does. That ain't very good. She does 15 points of piercing damage to the Oathbreaker. And the Oathbreaker is starting to look really rough again. She kind of stitched herself back together with that lay on hands, but she is looking like she's coming apart. You can see the jaw is beginning to separate. The orbital socket is fractured. Big crack across the forehead bone, and the skin is looking really, really rough. So she's looking at it like she's in a bad place. Deshara fires off those 2, and we are back to Krot.
I would like to step on Radiant Dust's body.
Okay.
For advantage.
That unfortunately won't work.
Why not?
Because I'll let you do that, but I'm going to consider that walking on him, and that's 1 death saving throw.
You can't do that because you'll straight up kill him.
It's up to you,
There
Crow.
you go. That would have been great anyway. Or would
Then
your
I'll
other
do-
one have been with advantage?
I will do nothing.
Got a bonus action you want to do, or?
Just wants to pout and sulk.
I'll slit my own throat. So then we'll get the opportunity.
Okay, Cabbage, you're up.
Hold on.
Hang on. You got a bonus action? Something you want to throw up out there?
No, I just spent my last spell slot. chill.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna try to bite her again.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack.
That would be a 9. So, no. Try with the claws one more time. That also fails. So.
Be a better bear.
It's my first time.
Paddington, fucking get it together.
Would you move me over behind Crot, kind of?
Behind Crot, okay.
Talk about
Bitch.
Giant bird trying to hide behind this dude.
You got your health point. You got those.
I don't know if there's an
Oh,
attack.
so you take it.
He should be
No.
over
No.
there. No, he's a
Okay.
bear
Alright.
normally.
I'm a black bear.
And I'm still doing better than him.
Yes.
Next to Death's
Fight like
door.
Winnie the Pooh.
Who bothered? Well, it was an epic struggle.
It's a good campaign,
What
guys.
was your attack?
I failed
Oh,
horribly.
okay. She's kind of staring at you guys, and she drags the scimitar over, and she just kind of stares at you. And
Finish
she
us.
stares at Crot. She stares at you, and she stares at Crot. And, yeah, she's going to go supernova. She's going to start with Crot.
I am forever.
I think spell holy. It's not holy.
First attack is 22. And she's going to burn a first level slot and cast Smite.
I'm down. Unless you all roll all ones.
11 points slashing damage and 9 points of necrotic damage.
Cool.
So that's 20 points total. Okay.
And then the bear.
Uh-huh. Where's the bear again?
Behind
Right
him.
You were behind Crot.
He caught a little bit of the spike that glanced off my skull.
He's gonna walk over here to Bobble.
I swear to God.
Make the
wipe.
second attack on
I'm
Bobble.
being so excited.
And that's a 9.
Oh
Bobble.
my god, no, that didn't hit. Oh my god.
I'm so excited about killing me.
Holy crap.
And yeah, she's gonna use her bonus action to do a shove, because that's the thing she can do.
I was excited about wiping his
Well, that's
eyes.
good.
So I need you to make a athletics or acrobatics saving throw.
Let's see, I am, okay, acrobatic it is. 14.
It's gonna be a 21.
That'll do it.
You are shoved prone.
I've been pushed
Fuck your friend's face palm.
So she basically walks through, she just drags the scimitar across Crot's throat, runs forward and tries to lunge at Bobble, and he jumps back, the sword goes over her, and she looks down and just grabs him by the head and shoves him into the ground.
Sniff the dirt.
Look what she did.
You sniff the dirt.
All of a sudden you hear bite the curb, you know.
Help!
Yeah.
It's a
That's
smile.
my boyfriend!
You seem to like these domineering women.
So, you hear
I
just
keep my
yeah.
ear from turning orange.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
thinking about baseball?
That's her turn. Radiant, you are up.
Yeah.
Come on.
Success.
That is a success.
It's my turn, guys.
Bob.
Oh, shit, that's right.
No.
I'm dead.
It's this guy now.
Bad kitty. Clear them all.
Start stabbing the dead bodies.
Let's just clear these out.
And you are a black bear right now, right?
That is correct.
You
Your
hit.
cat's afraid of bears?
Yeah.
Is there intimidation?
Yeah, I do.
You have less armor than him.
He could have rolled a 7. You don't know.
No, he has like
I
plus
rolled a
9.
19.
He has a plus 9 on all
Plus an
his
8
dudes.
to attack. That's a 27.
Okay.
Oh, but that one's the one that doesn't hit.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the one
That's the
level.
number we picked. That's your exemption number.
Everyone gets one. Roll a 20 and a D10. That's your exemption
The
number.
first one is 10 points of slashing damage.
Gabby hangs around for
The
another
second one is a 10.
Yeah, how long does she
It's
wait
10.
outside for us?
until she goes back. She
Yeah,
finds
fine.
another crew to roll with.
Alright, so I'm no longer a bear.
What was that
Hit
HP
points
on the
carry
black
over.
bear?
19.
19. Okay, so 1 point of damage carries over.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you're dead.
No, not quite. I'm not dead yet.
And then
I feel happy.
and okay, so that's attack 1. Attack 2 is a 10. He's gonna use his
That was
bonus
both.
action. Right, that's both attacks.
Okay.
He only hit you with 1. He's gonna use his bonus action. He's gonna do 2 more unarmed attacks.
And he only hit me with one?
He's only hit you with 1 attack so far. It did 20 points of damage.
Oh, okay, I see. I know.
Wait, no. It did 10 points of damage.
And then another 10.
And then another 10.
So he's hit him with.
No. It was not a 10 points of damage. It was 10 to hit.
Oh,
You're
So
still
you-
a black bear. You've only taken 10 points of damage as a black
He still got 9 points as a
bear. Right, you still got 9 HP. And what's the black bear's armor class?
11.
11? Okay, didn't hit. You're still a black bear. You have 9 hit points. Here come.
Spooky. See?
Here come. Oh, here come your 2 others.
So
First
I
one-
haven't been hit.
Oh shit! You got a 10 again. And the next one is a 13. Okay, now that's going to be 11 points of damage.
Okay.
So you're not a black bear anymore, and you take 2 damage to your hit points. But you just you successfully managed to dodge taking a lot of pain there.
Okay. Why is it not doing it?
You weathered a pretty good flurry.
So I am. That was how much damage?
Cumulative total after that whole turn, you're back to being cabbage, and you take 2 hit points,
Okay.
2 damage. Slashing.
So just one. So now I'm still alive, barely.
Barely.
I
get it. Ah!
Oh.
Everyone is fired.
All right,
I couldn't help it.
Bob,
Couldn't
it is your
resist.
turn.
Can I Misty Step while prone?
You have to. You could, but you'd arrive prone.
Okay.
Jeez, how many
Bye.
spells do you flippin' wizards have, dude?
This is it, dude.
Oh shit. Okay, go ahead.
This is it. I have one more. It's the big one though. I'm
One
saving it.
spell slot per turn.
This is just Misty Step.
You
Spell
can use
slots.
1 spell slot per turn, whether it's a bonus
How
action or
many
an
spell
action.
slots do you think Misty Step is?
Just 1. But if you
He's
use
worried you're trying to nuke on the same time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's not happening because, as it turns out, I found in my bag a healing potion I'm going to pour down your throat after I risked your life a couple times here.
Made you talk with you.
I'm sorry.
Made
it's
you work
okay.
for it. I'm prone. I can still pour it down his mouth, right?
Just on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't see why
We're gonna be alright.
Why do I hear like Madonna, like Latina Bonita is playing in the background or something like that?
7. That's my last healing potion. I was saving that for a special occasion like me dying. But hey,
But hey,
At least you
We're
have
all about to die.
I don't need more.
yeah, we are.
So many turns till it's back to me.
Make use of it. Don't go down again on the same turn
I mean, I'll try not to.
like you like to do.
Just go down over and over again.
I see you do it. Remove healing potion. It's gone.
It's gone.
All right, I'm done.
Okay. It is Deshara's turn, and she's getting really sick of this nonsense. She's gonna snap
We're all a
right
little
here.
sick of this nonsense.
It's true.
That's one of those is gonna hit.
I'd love for all of us to die.
I know, you keep saying that, man. In text and everything else.
Text.
It's a shame when you're all gonna have to die.
Oh, that's something else.
That's IRL.
The Shara hops to the right. Let's go at 2 bolts. One of them manages to stick into the tiefling, who is now looking super bloody, barely hanging on. And
she's in the same boat as us.
she is going to turn around.
Everybody's just exhausted. Fuck you.
She is going to turn around and cast Hellish Rebuke at Shara, who fails.
And also now it's like,
What happened to your little friends? Did they go away when you?
oh yeah, it's concentration. As soon as I die, they're gone.
10.
That's too bad. They could have been useful.
Yeah.
Is there a room requirement in this place? Can I just open that door to go through?
It's called Tiny Hut and I need time.
I need 10 minutes to cast it. Don't die for 10 rounds.
That's what I should have done.
This. No, it's a 100
Stand
rounds.
back here for 60 rounds.
Each round is 1 minute. Oh yeah, so 60 rounds.
Yeah, Deshara's unconscious.
Yeah. Turn that 3 down. There you go.
Yeah. Deshara's unconscious as the Hellish Rebuke took her up.
So excited.
So you just can't hide it.
Because if we win, this will be fucking epic. If we don't,
Go either way right
if we don't.
Does her wrist thing fit me?
Can you just
No.
lift up her arm and shoot it at people?
You can certainly try if you wanted to.
Yet again,
Certainly
weekend
try.
at parties.
Okay. That was Char's turn. It is Krot's turn.
Save.
Basically, all he has done tonight is roll death saving throw.
I helped.
What did you just roll?
13.
13,
Okay.
rolled success.
Yeah, not
Get
that.
that away.
No, he's had that out there forever. It's like he wants to show off. It's a weird flex, but you know.
Okay.
It's
Cabbage,
in your hat.
you are
It's
up.
in your hat. It's in your hat.
Reminds me of the time that Colby put a lit joint in his. He's like passing it around. He's like.
And you forgot it.
And we did. We're like, where's the joint? He's like.
I'm gonna use Thorn Whip on bitch nuts.
All right. There are
Yeah.
several bitch nuts.
Thorn whip, which bitch?
Taller one.
Okay.
What's your armor class?
No, the taller one.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, not this bitch nuts.
13.
There are several
13?
bitch nuts.
I'm fine with you. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Cabbage is
against her.
confused. He attacks radiant dust.
Oh wait, I'm not a bear.
When
Not 28.
Nat 20.
as a druid, he keeps
Okay.
his intelligence.
Go ahead and roll
when he turns
damage.
into animals.
Okay. He's just biting people now.
Intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. So
7.
With his weak druid.
7.
Was that your crit?
Is that
What did you roll? What did you
5
roll?
and 2?
Oh, nat 20
Oh,
or
plus
14
plus 6.
plus.
Oh, so 20.
That's much better.
Yeah.
That's,
Actually, all you needed was 7, but
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
it's 14 total.
but I'm glad you did it that way.
Plus 6 is when you roll your d20. Plus 6 is what you add to your
Okay,
Oh,
14
okay.
still works.
Yeah.
okay. Here's how it happens. You reach out, this ball of thorns and briars wraps around the spinal column. You pull on it, and the whole vertebra just disintegrates, and her head falls off the front of this suit of armor and goes rolling across the floor.
Cabbage wins. Fatality.
You hear Shao Kahn's voice go, fatality.
Well,
As this heavy set of plate armor just collapses to the ground, and the scimitar goes sliding across
Mine.
the floor. You hear an unconscious voice. Anything
Mine.
else you'd like to do on your turn?
Can I try to help him? Medical, whatever?
Do you have a bonus action that you can do?
Healing
No.
words, a bonus action.
I'm out of everything.
Okay.
I'm out of everything.
Story of the night.
So can I do a medical check?
That's an action.
Ah, fuck. Well, then I will move over next to Bobble. Away from danger.
Pick me up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get there.
Yes.
He's gonna take a swing at you when you walk by. That's a 14 to hit.
Damn it.
You take 11 points of slashing.
You standing?
Nope.
And he slides down beside Bobble unconscious. As the cat really can't believe you just tried that.
Your only hope. Your only hope.
Two Tabaxi stand in a workshop surrounded by bodies of the dead and dying. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
No! No, the fuck we won't. Finish this shit. Finish this fucking shit right now.
I'm alive, y'all.
He's alive.
I'm
He's
alive.
just unconscious. He's just prone.
I still have throws I can do.
This isn't over.
Finish this shit right now.
Dude, I'm exhausted.
I mean, I know what I want to do, but something I meant to do like fucking 8 rounds ago.
I will create a new character just in case.
Feel like everyone probably should.
I already have mine. Actually, if you're gonna roll monk, I'll do.
Hey, you roll whatever you want. It's not like you can't both be the same class.
I'm gonna be a healer. If we roll, I'm healing.
Yeah?
Yeah, y'all are gonna love it.
I like that idea, actually. I think you would actually really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think you would actually really enjoy doing light cleric or something like that.
He's not.
Or light cleric. Because light cleric, you can still get like some Dragon Ball Z superpowers,
Okay.
but you still have like a lot of the heat.
He's not gonna do it.
I'm gonna do a healer.
He's not. He's
Okay.
gonna roll a healer,
Uh-huh.
and he's gonna be like, Sacred Flame. Sacred
I don't know
Flame.
what that means, but
Ice beam.
that sounds
Ice
awesome.
beam.
No, he's gonna roll a healer, and all he's gonna do is like, nuke. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
People.
Okay. I like what you're saying here. You got some good ideas. I'll take that into consideration.
I'll take him as a healer. We haven't tried it yet.
We
But
got-
we can both be monk and we can be
I
different.
think I died pretty quickly. We did that. Wasn't that the death house where I was a healer?
Yeah, you pick like the smallest raise possible. So did Sam. And then we went in there and I picked a fighter that was not using practical weapons. And just everything about it was terrible.
Yeah.
I built a fighter based on story, not on what fighters should min-max out at, and did not work out well.
Well, that would have been fun. It's just we then walked into
The death house.
into the death house. Right.
Where everybody saps your strength. And we're like low level.
It was a door.
You're a
No,
dork.
y'all got surrounded by specters.
Yeah,
Oh.
specters after someone reached up and grabbed something out of someone's hand.
Oh, who was that?
I don't know, was it me? Was it
Who?
him?
No, it was absolutely Dwayne.
I thought he couldn't reach it. And he
That
had to
sounds
use it.
like me, but when I make mistakes, I remember because I never make them.
That sounds like
Why I don't
Dwayne.
want him to be the healer.
Why?
You die.
Because all he cares about is himself.
You guys have a whole week to sit around and think about this.
Well, I know what I want to do. I meant to do it like 6 rounds ago. But then,
We're all
because
dead.
I fucked up and couldn't think straight. I spent a long day drinking before we came into this.
Oh, that's right. Blame it on the
What did you do wrong?
alcohol.
I meant to cast a spell a lot earlier that I didn't cast.
Which spell? You might as well tell